excited to hear about rumors of a new Eminem album coming this year? No.
Well, I'm ready. Are you ready, Saddam?
So, Robert, let's do this.
Let's go.
Forcing the wife to give me a kiss, but then you bring up the whole panda sitch, calling me a pedophile. Well, isn't that just rich? Lock him up like the boss man Jack into his Dropbox. Forgot to review the tech. Insult me while high off seltzers. Keno Casino felt you. Now Dickers, that being said, operate my own household. What do you live with your parents?
What a loser.
Stressbot iPad, reply guide to kinda sad. You are nothing but a soundboard of fart noises and clapping. Can you not quit the internet every weekend then? Come back with shippies now, guys. I can't have a midlife crisis. It is impossible, man.
I can't have one.
When Evo and came not 2, not 3, but 4. Someone brought up, hello Jew, I gotta ban one.
If you like my shit, send me a tip. I'm buying Canva. You just gotta hope I don't wage quit. I'm stuck in diamond. All my inputs dropping. All the buttons made by Sanwa. I'll exploit my wife on stream. She says I gotta ban one. All the stress of living with a pig made her a fat one. I just gotta pull a new JPEG. I got that whole gun. I just don't know what the hell to think. They're talking stakes now. Laying
Now,
down
guys.
the law. If you derail, I'll lean in.
1 minute man's in,
manual.
next minute he's gone. This rigmarole, no dicks you cannot stop tipping a wheel when I hit the head goal. It isn't my fault that Argentina is one of the trolls like JJ Lugo. My hair like the pitch. He thought it was cool to say 50 bits. You must be on drugs. What are you, Ricky at his kid? Fuck Boogie and his scams. And the cancer he don't have. Went and fought wings at a shit show, but he lost it like a crypto. Screw the locals, let's co-op. I'm a god cat as a band. King be cruel needs to be stopped. Needing, I gotta ban one.
When they say my life is really not like itchy bands one. When they fail to tell me when to blink, I'm stuck in diamond. Do not hold your breath if you were waiting for more Brian. I love your suggestions, no I don't. I'm gonna ban one. You should see me tearing up my stick, my knife's a fat one. When it doesn't help, I'll blame my wrist, I'm carry diamond. I just yelled at Derek, shit, I hope that June was spying. Kirk is back, he made another sock because they banned when I challenged you and you demanded bans for it. It sure was cute, you thought you're worth that much, you're just a scammy bitch. I turned down 10 times that amount when Keenwood tried to hand me it. He never came to your ass with that cause you ain't worth a sandwich. Discriminating by color, you call no man your brother if he isn't your precise color of peanut butter. That is dumber than dumb, but if you just take on all comers, then we could get with each other and make a nice fluffer nutter.
Oh, the camera's on.
And I know that you were grooming a minor like Panda Lee. You jumped the gun there and your legs are real spindly like mine are, bro. You sure ain't Jaha. I ain't scared you're gonna give me a shiner. Think I don't know a poser and a whiner? I'm the finest wine designer.
Fuck with me, then come to me. But do not bring your jug of pee. Yeah, I know you've got a jug of pee, so pour it out, just once for me. Do you believe you're gonna be the one who gets one up on me? I'm the killer you pretend to be. Am I serious? Go ask D.
And I hope you didn't disconnect yet, cause we were about to get to the good part. We learned about your debt and the daughter that you have kept away. What a deadbeat did. Did you ever meet this human being you made? I'm in complete disbelief. As a parent, you can't compete with me and Derek. Even I'm more careful with my ski. Oh, and Dale, do you follow this? So I know you say you're a scholar. This is a little hard to believe. You're giving us lots of glimpses of your cognitive. And if your IQ's in the triple digits, or fuck that, even in the double digits, then I'm surprised when you misunderstand every word and you talk about angel jizz. So I'ma keep wrecking you like I was Broly, cause I am the one and the only one. You are still hoping that Hollywood notices you. I am telling my club not to phone me. I'm the real deal, you're a phony. So don't quit your day job, my homie. I don't have a job, cause my piggies can keep me afloat. But speaking of, I gotta go and ban one.
Guns the same. My shirts never fit. Here comes a tantrum. Into manifesto, don't read it. What's a vagina? Did nothing, but it's a counter hit. Remember, chill now. I'm like Trump and you're all assassins. I gotta ban one.
When they're spamming really stupid shit like Romance Catherine, I don't need to touch her since I gave that bitch a diamond. Ban BITW, but thank him for the tips now. Though I love my pigs now and then, I gotta ban one.
Know what? How about this? Ban, go on forever. Simple has been slow for Elden Ring. Here's a reminder. Concentration's gone cause cat is sick. This is my life now. David said it's always sick. Shut up, I gotta ban one.
When they take attention off of me, I cannot stand it. When they say I shouldn't wear the hat of a dictator. When they say that Maximilian Dude's appeal is greater. If I'm having fun not on my phone, it's cause I banned one.
Blue Kid did a super chat saying new Eminem track is a blast from the past. Yeah, I guess Eminem must have released an album today because you're like the second or third person to talk about Eminem today, right? He must have dropped a new song or album.
Holy God. Just made it off the call. Yes, I was still on a call. I'm still on a call. I was still on a call. Oh, still. Oh, is there a bass boost? I don't. So when I started the stream, I didn't have my headphones plugged in, and I didn't know what volume I was at. So if there was an increase in volume or something like that, like, I'm really sorry, because I plugged my headphones in right afterwards. Oh my God. Anyway, yes, I know I can't catch Phil, and it's terrible. And it's an embarrassment. It's fucking embarrassing. But first and foremost, I did not plan to stream today. I didn't. And then I turned on Vega today, and that was a mistake. I should not have done that, because he is just next level on this one. We may have to skip over the intro portion of the pre-stream and stuff like that, maybe even the hint, and we may have to get like right to the stories, because I do have a hard stop. I am not done with work for the day, and I have a 11:15. So I have 2 hours and 15 minutes to try and get through this, but I have to get through it, especially the last portion. So, yeah, Dirty the Grower, this is next level. This is it's bad. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to bump it to the United Healthcare. And then as time permits, we have to get to Jordan Neely. That is what we have to get to, because we have to. There's no other way to state it. So thanks guys for showing up. I know it's early morning technically by comparison. And then of course I'm busy tonight. And what's up, Lord Diaz? What's up, King Be Cruel? How you guys doing? And thank you guys all for stopping by. Now, let's get started. Well, let's boost him, first of all, because I'm not dealing with Phil at 1x. No one is dealing with Phil at 1x. And then we'll make sure that he's always at 1080. All right, let's do this damn thing.
So you knew I was going to start with this one.
King Be Cruel, member for 10 months of the newbies. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
We've got to start the show talking about the murder of the United Healthcare CEO and the now in custody shootings.
And now I got to go shut off my my laptop. Have to mute it. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Disaster stream. See? There's no way for me not to have a disaster stream.
Suspect, who he is, where he comes from, what's currently happening with this person. Okay? Let's do it. Let's jump right into this topic.
I know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on one second. There we go. The person in question, his name is Luigi Mangione. And we now know a ton about him, which we're going to kind of cover right now and summarize. Maybe some of you have not been following the story, and you'd be interested to learn more about this person. I know that I would, simply because last week there was so much rampant speculation about who this person was, and there was no concrete evidence. Everyone was just guessing. Oh, I think he's this. I think he's that. It's like, yeah, but we don't need to guess. Let's just wait. You know they're going to catch the guy, right? Like, there was a freaking nationwide manhunt for him. You knew that we were going to catch him. So now today we can actually talk about it. All right, let's do it.
I mean, you could have taken a position about what happened or what he did well before this, but whatever, man. Go ahead.
Jump into some of the information. So, first of all,
why are we reading from? This is. You're supposed to summarize it and then give a point about it. Like, you're supposed to be reporting on it yourself there, buddy.
What's going on right now? He's been charged by New York prosecutors, okay, with murder.
Oh, just wait for Christian. It's going to get bad.
McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania on Monday. The full story, which isn't listed here, basically he was just kind of sitting there, still kind of wearing the same outfit that he had committed the murder in. So he looked almost exactly the same as the security camera footage that had been put all over the internet. If you remember, that's all we had. That's what we were going on a week ago, was this security camera footage of him pulling out what appeared to be a 3D printed silenced weapon and shooting the United Healthcare CEO in the back of the head. It was put all over the internet. Everyone saw this. So because of this, people started looking for the guy, and they saw him at a McDonald's. So it's pretty obvious this guy did not care about hiding. If he did, he wouldn't be in public eating McDonald's, right? At the very least, he'd be ordering it to be delivered to his house, right? So he didn't give a shit. So, one count of murder,
hold up.
2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 1 count of a second-degree possession of a forged document.
I'm gonna let him cook, but this is my boss, so I'll be right back.
That's what's been filed against him. So he was found with a 3D printed pistol and a black silencer, which was also 3D printed. Which is pretty crazy to think that now you can just 3D print your weapons. You don't even need to buy them anymore. So you don't need to register. There's no traceability on a 3D printed weapon. That's pretty insane to think that people can be doing this now, okay? So they said that they do have evidence proving that he's the person in that surveillance video that we all probably saw. I didn't even mean to see it. I saw it because it was posted all over Twitter, okay, or X, I should say. It was all over the place. So, court appearance, he arrived to court yelling, "It's completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people. It's lived experience." What the hell is that supposed to mean? I have absolutely no idea. So what's going to happen is that they're trying to fight expedition. They're actually trying to get him to go to New York, but he's trying to fight the expedition, and so there's going to be some back and forth legal nonsense going on. In the meantime, obviously, they're gathering as much evidence as humanly possible to pin this on him, so that basically he can't try to sneak away or delay anything. Okay? Did I say expedition? I meant to say extradition. I'm sorry if I said expedition. So he has a lawyer. You know, you always got to wonder about these defense lawyers. You know, there's this thing of like, okay, the O.J. Simpson defense. This guy was a well-known celebrity. This guy everyone loved. And then for him to be suspected of murder, you know, that's kind of like a high-profile deal. But the lawyer, this kid, no one knew who this kid was. Out of nowhere, he murders a CEO. You know, would you really want to be involved in this? So I don't know who this Tom Dickey guy is, but he's got to have balls of steel to step up and try to defend this guy. He says he's going to plead not guilty, which is pretty insane considering they found a fake ID and a gun that ties him kind of to the murder. So that's pretty insane. Mangione was actually the subject of a missing persons report filed in San Francisco by his mother on November 18th. CNN reached out to their police department and they said that he does have ties to San Francisco, but the exact time, you know, is unclear. Supposedly, it says the suspect may have suffered a back injury in July of 2023. So some of the difficulty, or excuse me, some of the writing they found on him is talking about his back injury. So what they're trying to piece together here, if you can't figure it out, he murdered the CEO of a health insurance company. So what they're trying to say is if he got a back injury, did this health insurance company possibly deny his claims to try to get health care for his back? And that's what made him become so angry that he wanted to murder the CEO. That's what they're trying to piece together right now. Okay. So this is the situation as of today. Now there's a million stories about this guy. Okay. His former classmates saying he was totally brilliant in high school. He didn't seem like the kind of kid who would ever do something like this. But you know, how many times do you kind of hear that story? Oh, I never suspected that this person would have been the one who would have done this. You know, they were the valedictorian of the high school and they were a nice person and this and that. You know, I think if anything, what we've seen with some of these killers, these shooters, is that either people would know if they actually did pay attention. Okay. A lot of the times it's like a parent or someone is very like inattentive, allowing that person to have these thoughts or crazy things go on. Or sometimes these people, you just don't know them. You think you know someone and you just don't know them well enough. And then something sets them off and the next thing you know, boom. What, you know, they're doing something crazy or completely unbelievable, right? Now, they did do the non-guilty plea, FYI, and continuing on with everything that's been going on with this guy, they found a book, pages of notes, all right? And they're kind of calling it Mangione's Manifesto, and they're combing through it, but they're not really giving any information out. I mean, it's an ongoing investigation. They're not going to just spill the beans and tell you everything about this guy and his motive. This is something that they need to prove in a court of law to try to get a conviction. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be like, oh, here's everything that we found on this guy. But it says that they found a bunch of pages of notes in a spiral notebook. It includes to-do lists of tasks that need to be completed to facilitate a killing, as well as notes justifying those plans. So, I mean, they found the weapon. That looks exactly like the weapon in the video. They found a notebook stating the fact that he was planning on doing it, and this is how he would do it, and how to justify it. I mean, this is going to be a pretty hard defense, I feel. I mean, they're really going to have to fuck up this investigation horribly in order to get this one thrown out, but it's happened. Like, no lie, this has actually happened, where they have a slap bang case, and they accidentally do something stupid that's against the, you know, the way that you're supposed to actually proceed with the investigation, and then they end up making the person get off from the charges because they did the investigation wrong. So here we go. In one notebook passage, Mangione wrote about the Unabomber. Remember that guy? Who CEN had previously reported Mangione wrote about in posts online as well. In his passage in the notebook, Mangione concludes that using a bomb against his intended victim would kill innocents, but shooting him would be more targeted, musing, what could be better than to kill the CEO at his own bean-counting conference? Ooh. I mean, this is not looking too good for Mr. Mangione, is it? So he had expressed a diverse range of political viewpoints in a months-long correspondence with an online blogger. So Mangione was a subscriber to Gurwinder Bogle's Substack, The Prism. The two corresponded this past spring. They had a 2-hour video chat in May. Mangione said he was in Japan and exchanged 20 emails and direct messages on X and Substack. He says Mangione told him he subscribed to his blog. Here we go. It seemed to resonate with Luigi. He was also left-wing on some things and right-wing on others. Bogle told CNN in an email. For instance, he was pro-equality of opportunity, but anti-woke, anti-DEI, and anti-identity politics. He opposed wokeism because he didn't believe it was an effective way to help minorities. So what's hilarious is that a lot of people in the chat are saying, I don't know, Phil. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of similarities between this Luigi guy and you. You know, he was valedictorian and you were valedictorian. He was kind of, you know, in the middle on certain issues. You're on the middle on a lot of issues. Like, you know. I don't know what you guys are trying to say. All right, listen. By the way, he has a back injury, which I had. I don't really have it anymore. I did have a serious back injury at one point. That is true. Yes, I'm a quarter Italian. He's mostly Italian. I'm a quarter Italian. All right. So, and he's massive. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the pictures, he's massively ripped. He's completely like an Adonis. Okay. And as you all know, I've lost a tremendous amount of weight, and I actually do have a glistening marble body underneath these nice clothes. I just don't show it off because I don't like to, you know, I don't like to brag or anything. You know, I don't want to make other men feel uncomfortable in their own skin. So I keep these clothes on, you understand? But, you know, this guy, he likes posting these pictures on social media. I mean, there's too many similarities here. I agree. In another lifetime, you never know. In another lifetime, maybe I would have got screwed over by a healthcare CEO and lost my mind like this crazy guy too, right? I don't know. Anyway, so he only vaguely remembers Mangione discussing a back injury he sustained. Their last correspondence had been in June. He was so thoughtful and polite. So there you go. He seemed like the last person I would suspect of murdering someone. So again, a lot of the times, these people who do these things, they just don't seem to give any indication that they would do them, which is crazy. Again, how no one had any idea this guy was unhinged and could do something like this. So the companies are trying to stop online support because basically what happened was they had found 3 shell casings, and supposedly, I don't think know if this is confirmed yet, but it says deny, defend, and depose were printed on the shell casings of the bullets that he put into this CEO. Okay. And a lot of people are saying, that sounds like the name of a 2010 book that's critiquing the health insurance industry called Delay, Deny, and Defend. Now, if that's the case, I'm sorry, he's a valedictorian. I gotta grade him. Deny and defend. Okay, but depose, that's not the same word. It was delay. Luigi, the third word was delay. You fucked up. So I'm sorry, you had 3 chances to get it right. You got 2, so I can only give you a 66% grade on this exam, and that's a failing grade. You suck. You couldn't get the 3 words right. Anyway. So yeah, so basically, listen to this. The suspect in this case has garnered sympathy and online fandom, partly because of people's problems with the health insurance industry. The majority of insured U.S. adults had at least one issue, including denial of claims with their insurance in the span of a year, according to a survey released in June of 2023. So people started putting merchandise up, okay? Merchandise up. And they were selling it on there, and they pulled it down because they're like, this is associated with a freaking murder and a murder investigation. No, you can't sell this merch on our site, okay? But there's still merch on eBay and other places. They're saying, that phrase actually doesn't violate our rules. It's like, geez, you're gonna let them sell that? Geez. Continuing on, there's just a ton of information that's come out. That book, Delay, Deny, Defend, has soared in sales on Amazon now. Now everyone wants to read this book for some reason. All of a sudden, everyone is so, interested in health insurance, I guess. So why would Luigi Mangione be fighting extradition to New York? Well, the reason is, it says there could be several reasons. It will allow him more time to think about his defense, demand prosecutors present more evidence at the next hearing, or maybe try to get bail in Pennsylvania, which is unlikely. I mean, he's not going to get bail. There's no judge in their right mind who's going to grant this guy bail with all this evidence they already have, okay? So most criminal defendants facing prosecution on more serious charges in another state waive their right to extradition, but in murder cases like Mangione's, there's no chance he's going to be let out, so he's fighting that extradition. 8 or 9 out of 10 times, defendants waive extradition because they realize it's so perfunctory, it's so easy, and most of them don't want to languish in detention in the other state because you don't even get to fight your case yet, okay? So here's the thing. Before we get to my opinion, because I do have a lot to say on this, okay? There's one other thing that I want to cover. I mean, we just covered a lot of the case and things. Oh, by the way, we should bring up, basically, now people are starting to threaten the police officers who arrested him and are now investigating the case, which is pretty insane. Like, why are you threatening the police officers who are just trying to investigate a crime? Don't you want them to actually figure out what's going on and that, if he's really a killer or not? And don't you want to find out who the hell would spend $52.80 on a can of tuna? Because that sounds pretty expensive to me. I don't know about you guys. Oh, there you go. Now it's 20% off at least. So we've got instant sale right here on DSPolitics. That's nice. Okay, continuing on. So they do have the body cam of when they arrested him. However, they're not releasing that yet. So we're holding off on that. But that probably will be released, at some point during the investigation. Listen to this. His lawyer has received offers to completely cover Luigi Mangione's legal bills. So he says, my understanding, my office staff are looking at this and we probably won't accept the offers. Obviously, my client appreciates the support, but it doesn't sit right with me. He's been referred to as a hero on social media. A hero. Okay. Oh, by the way, my backdrop desynced. I'm glad that I'm glad that we're in the middle of the story now and you can't see that. I'm gonna have to fix it after the fact. Nice desyncing. He's a hero for murdering the CEO of a healthcare insurance company. They think that this man is a hero. Okay. Oh, by the way, the lawyer says, I haven't actually seen any evidence that they have the right guy. That's what his lawyer said. Now, I mean, good on the lawyer for sticking up for his client, but I mean, he had the gun. He has literally a manifesto, and there's possible evidence that he actually had a back injury. Like everything is starting to stack up, don't you think? You've seen no evidence? At least you could argue there's circumstantial stuff that possibly would lead you to believe that he was the actual killer. I don't know how the lawyer could possibly say, I see no evidence whatsoever. That seems pretty ridiculous. Former classmate stunned that the CEO suspected killer is the person they knew in school. They were fraternity brothers, and they said, oh, we never would have thought. Again, I think a lot of these people, the whole idea here, okay, is that they're not going to give you the impression that they're going to do something like this. And we're seeing this more and more, that people have this kind of like a public persona that they put out as their face, their facade, but then behind the facade, there's this whole other person or existence, right? A whole other personality, perhaps. That's the real person behind all of that. By the way, here's a picture of the gun, or a similar gun, I believe. And what's wild to me about this is completely 3D printed. I think not the clip, not the bullets, but the gun is 3D printed. So exactly how are we going to regulate that? Because right now, to prevent people from getting a gun who shouldn't have one, you have to, for example, mental illness, right? You have to tell them when you're trying to get a gun, well, yes, I have a history of mental illness, I have a history of drug abuse, I have a history of this. I mean, we were just talking about Hunter Biden, right? And how Hunter Biden last week, that was one of the crimes that he went to jail for, or was going to go to jail for, was that he lied on his form to get a gun, saying that he wasn't a drug addict, but he had to say that. So here you go, a ghost gun. And they're nearly undetectable to law enforcement. I mean, why would they be? Are you printing it, right? I'm just curious. I think maybe we should watch this ghost gun video.
And now here's Amy with the Flow
Never mind. I'm not going to watch the Flow Forecast. This is disgusting. What a disgusting website the CNN is. To have the Flow Forecast ad on there. I'm just not going to watch it now. Fuck them. Okay, so that's currently what's going on. And we have one... the Flow Forecast. The fucking Flow Forecast. Seriously? That's what they have to hit me with. Hold on one second. I'm just going to turn this light off. Yeah, see, it completely reconnected is what happened. Or disconnected, I should say. Maybe I can get it to reconnect right now. I doubt it, though. I'll see if I can get it to reconnect. Because it's bothering me now because now it's doing the wrong color. Well, it didn't do this for 2 days, and now it does it during my politics show, of course, right? So I don't know why it disconnected. Hold on. I should be able to fix it right now. Really quickly. With that. Okay. Okay, so now this should work. See? Sorry for the distraction. It's annoying. Because when we go back to full screen, we want it working. You don't want a giant rainbow of colors in your face. That would bother everybody. Okay, it's connecting. Connecting. Supposed to be connecting. Really? It's not going to work now? Everything just worked except that. And I did everything correctly, and now it's going to piss me off live during my show. It's going to give me a problem. Yep, it's not showing up. You piece of shit. Really. All right, one more try, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to do something else with it. It just has to do this now, of course. No problems whatsoever. Now it has to do it. Yeah, it disconnected again. Hopefully this works. I know you can't see it, but we're gonna go full screen, and you're gonna see it. And then it's gonna be stupid and screwed up. All right, claiming it's working now. Try one more time. If this doesn't work, I give up. I don't know what's going on because it worked all week for 2 straight days. Seriously, it's not going to work. Okay, hold on. That's way too stroby. That's way too stroby. Oh my god. Well, this really sucks. Pausing the recording. I have no idea. Why does this have to fucking happen during a live show when all I'm doing is talking, and I'm about to go full screen, because I was going to go full screen and do a big segment about my thoughts about this. And the light needs to work, or it's going to distract you guys, and now the fucking thing doesn't work? This is bullshit. I have to do something different, completely different for it, just for now. I haven't even looked at half of the settings, so I just keep syncing it, and now it refuses to fucking sync. Chad is arguing about if it's okay to murder. I know we're about to have a pretty serious discussion about this right now. You know, I know that people are going to have different opinions, and that's fine. I'm totally down to have that discussion. Yeah, I have no clue why it won't be found now. It looks terrible. For some reason, it just won't stay connected to the Wi-Fi. It keeps disconnecting over and over for no reason. And it happens, of course, in the middle of my fucking show. And it claims it's connecting, and then it doesn't work. Let me completely try restarting it one more time. If not, I'm just going to do generic colors, because when I go full screen, it needs to work. It's claiming it's connected right now. It's claiming. So, let me make sure that the setting is on. Claims it's on. Okay. One last attempt to get this to sync. After this, I give up. Sorry, guys. I had everything working, and it just decides to stop working right in the middle of the show. Nope, it ain't working. It won't sync now. I have no clue why. Turned it on and off. It worked the entire time. Now it refuses. So I guess I'm just going to do something generic. Let's see. Trying to find something nice. I'm going to be talking about stuff. I love that it just stops fucking working. Drive me nuts. Something good. I haven't messed with any of these yet. Maybe this. Well, this is just blue and white. This isn't so bad. I might just do that. All right, I got a blue and white flow. I'll just use this for now. I have absolutely no clue why this just happened. They just want me to suffer. That's what it is. Life, they just want me to suffer. I can't just do my show with no interruptions or problems. No, it has to be like right in the middle of the show. That's when it fucks up. Not in the middle of gameplay when it doesn't matter or something. Right in the middle when I'm about to go full screen, you know, to do a big segment. That's when it fucks up. Okay. All right. I got a more generic background. It looks all right. Okay. Let's continue. I'm sorry that we got derailed for like 5 to 10 minutes there. Let's continue. Okay. Okay. So with all of this information about Luigi, the accused killer, some crazy stuff has been going on. All right. Let's watch a little bit of this. Internet trolls post vile messages following United Healthcare CEO's murder. An alarming barrage of social media posts appear to be in support of the execution of the CEO. Former Washington Post reporter Taylor Lorenz posted this to X's progressive competitor, Blue Sky. And people wonder why we want these executives dead. Blue Cross Blue Shield in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri has declared it will no longer pay for anesthesia for the full length of some surgeries. If the procedure goes over a certain time, anesthesia will not be covered for the duration. Okay? Her chilling remarks were in response to a story about Blue Cross Blue Shield. Why is that going so fast? Limiting coverage for anesthesia. And she even shared a photo of the company's CEO, Kim Keck, to encourage peaceful letter writing campaigns. So wait a minute. She posts a tweet, or excuse me, a post with Blue Sky, so it's not a tweet. You know, it's a website no one uses. But she posts something on Blue Sky saying, oh, we wonder why we want these people dead. Oh, by the way, here's the CEO that's denying people coverage. Write letters? You literally just said in your phrase before you want these people dead. I don't think that's actually letters that you're possibly trying to incite. Lorenz is far from alone, as many on X are showing a flippant disregard for Thompson's life. The important thing about the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO is that no people were hurt. Wow. I have United Healthcare, and I feel like shooting the CEO around this time every year when they raise the already ridiculous premiums and copays, so I'm not really surprised. For those who don't know, American healthcare works in a very weird and mysterious way. Basically, every single year, at the end of the year, you get a message from your health insurance company that says, FYI, we are raising your premiums by this amount, and we're reducing your coverage. Meaning you'll get less, but we're going to charge you more. This literally happens every single year. And some years, if let's say during that year, okay, you got diagnosed with something bad. What if you got diagnosed with, I don't know, diabetes or something like that? Oh, because you have diabetes and we know you're going to have ongoing healthcare costs, we're going to monstrously increase your premiums. Okay? So listen, I can understand people who are having issues with their health insurance companies and the insane exorbitant costs associated with them and all of that. I don't really understand the statement. I feel like shooting the CEO around this time every year. I'm not exactly sure that murdering the CEO of a healthcare company would solve that problem. In fact, this CEO is dead. And did you hear about a public relief and a big rousing, victory for those who have health insurance with this company? Did you hear that magically now all of their healthcare issues are fixed? I didn't hear that. All I heard is that this guy's dead and the company rolls on. So it doesn't really sound like it was very effective, does it? But some people apparently are having and sharing the sentiment. Got a push notification to exercise caution because the United Healthcare shooter is still at large. I personally do not feel like I'm on the shooter's radar because I'm not the CEO of a highly divisive multi-billion-dollar insurance company. Okay, I don't really understand that one. Like, are they trying to say that this person, this Samantha, is saying something wrong? Well, right. I mean, I get it. Really, what the warning is, there's someone's armed and dangerous. Okay, but they specifically targeted and murdered a CEO. It wasn't like they just ran into the street and started wildly shooting people. It wasn't one of those. So I kind of understand what they're saying. This one, I don't think really has much merit. Today, we mourn the death of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, gunned down. Wait, I'm sorry. Today, we mourn the deaths of the 68,000 Americans who needlessly die each year so that insurance company execs like Brian Thompson can become multimillionaires. Now, again, you see, I can see the issue. I can see the argument. I can see that people don't like the way that American healthcare works. I totally understand it. Do you want to know why I understand it? Because it's happened to my family. It's happened to my parents. My parents have chronic illness, and they had to stop getting certain kinds of treatments because their healthcare, right in the middle of them having those things, said, we're not going to cover it anymore. Oh, so what are we supposed to do? Pay for it out of pocket? Yeah, pay thousands of dollars for each treatment, or don't take treatment, or do something completely different that's not as effective. That's what we'll cover. Okay, so I've been there, 100%. I get it. I understand it, and I'm very frustrated with the healthcare system as well. I think that it's busted. I don't think that healthcare like this should massively be for profits, which is what it is right now. Like, these companies literally operate on profits. They don't operate on saving lives. You know, what's their statistic on life saving? There is none. It's how much money did we make? Don't you think that healthcare should be like, you know, something better than that? Something that's so ingrained with just life and death and existence and quality of life? Shouldn't there be more than just dollar signs on a spreadsheet? On a ledger? On a fucking tax filing? Don't you think that there should be something with morality involved there? You know, I kind of see it. At the same time, all right, I don't see murdering the CEO as equivalent of that. I don't see that fixing the situation, okay? One Blue Sky user went as far to suggest... Why is this... Can it go on for less than a quarter of a second? One Blue Sky user went as far to suggest other healthcare execs should be murdered. Hypothetically, would it be considered an actionable threat to start emailing another insurance CEO a simple "you're next," completely unrelated to current events, by the way? Personally, what this person I think is saying is, do you think that now the fear of God should be put into the minds and hearts of these other CEOs who are running these companies? Do you think now they're all afraid that they're the next target, right? I'm not necessarily thinking that they're really serious about saying, hey, let's start sending death threats to CEOs. The sick post comes as Thompson's wife revealed on NBC that he said there were some people that had been threatening him. Well, yeah. if you're a healthcare CEO, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a target on your head at all times. Okay, just being honest, you know, I don't think that you're going to be known as one of the most lovable characters on the planet. You're in charge of a company that literally decides who lives and who dies on a daily basis, and you're not going to exactly be held in high regard by those who die. You know what I mean? So anyway, now that we know all of this stuff about the situation, and by the way, so here's the background because it's screwed up. Now that we know all this about the situation, okay, and we know what's actually going on, and we have information. So this Luigi Mangione guy, okay, is actually rich. Went to an Ivy League school, was the valedictorian in high school, was well known and loved and regarded by everyone around him, apparently had a level head and a level mind, okay? And then all of a sudden goes and murders the CEO of a major healthcare company, right? And of course, all we can do right now, until we get all the facts, all we can do is speculate on what really happened here. Where did things go wrong? You know what I mean? But, you know, obviously people want my take. Listen, American healthcare is irrevocably broken because, again, healthcare in America is based on profits. It is literally not based on how many people did we help or save. How many people, you know, what common good did we do for people on the world? When you think about it, though, I mean, doctors, too. Doctors in America are for profit. It's their job. They get paid to practice medicine. They're not doing it to help people. They're not graded on how many people they help. They're graded on just how many hours they put in. It's not a charity. It's not a handout. It's, hey, it's a for-profit deal, you know? Other countries, that's not the case, okay? In other countries, very much so, healthcare is a universal right given to everyone that is controlled by a centralized government, all right? And different countries have different takes on it. Like, for example, I talked to someone in the UK, and they said basically the way it works is, yes, it's all free. You don't have to pay for it, but when you have an issue, you could be sitting there waiting months upon months to actually get the treatment that you need. You can't just go to the doctor and get the treatment unless it's an absolute emergency to keep you alive. Outside of that, you will be sitting and waiting endlessly to go get your health care. Is that the solution? That you have this centralized universal healthcare system, but it takes ages to get the quality of care that you need. And on top of that, some people actually report that the healthcare you get is not even that good. That it's actually kind of mid to low tier. They're not really solving the problem. It's just mitigation. It's to a point where it's like you wish you didn't even go in some cases. That's terrible, right? That's absolutely awful. Okay. But man, I have personally had experience, you know, with American healthcare. Like I said, my parents, you know, each of them have chronic conditions that are never going to go away or heal. These are things that need to be treated over time, you know, to basically mitigate as best as can be. And when you are getting a treatment that's working, that's making you feel better, and then out of the blue, you go back to the doctor to receive the treatment again, and you're told, we're not covering it anymore because this health insurance company is deciding it's too expensive and we want to cut costs, so you're denied. Wait, what? I'm still paying the premiums. The contract, I didn't break the contract or anything. What do you mean you're not going to pay? We just don't care about you. We're not going to pay. Tough. Now we have an option. This other thing. Well, that's not actually, it's not even the same of what I was getting. It's not going to help me as much. Too bad. Really, too bad. Yeah, that's their answer. Too bad. I mean, is that evil? Yeah, probably. I don't know what else to say. Again, it's for profit. They don't care that they're hurting people or screwing people over. Okay? And to some extent, can we argue that this guy, this CEO who was murdered, had a direct hand in those kind of decisions? I mean, he's the CEO. He must have had some input or some take in it. Okay? I mean, there's no way that he could have completely been oblivious to those kind of things happening at his company. Okay? That's what we can all agree. Maybe he's not directly responsible, but there's no way that he could be oblivious to all of it. Okay? Now, some people think that Luigi is a hero They're actually lauding and applauding his actions. Well, these companies screw us over every day. It's about time that someone showed them, stick it to them and show.
Holy God almighty. I thought it was going to be like 2 minutes. All right, fuck it. I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time to go back on all of it. I did want to go back and rant about him calling himself an Adonis. I did hear that. But I think we're already past it. So I'm just going to let it... I'm just going to let him continue to cook. And we're going to go into that. All right.
Show them what's right and do this and do that. But when you really look at the situation, I mean, my take is you got to do what's effective.
Effective.
Okay? You have to do what's effective when you want to incite a change. Okay? Even if this guy had gone crazier, what if this guy had gone and found the CEO of every one of these companies and killed them all in one day?
Oh, yeah. So I listened to this on my Vega stream. Look, I understand that whatever Denzel Washington's character was in Training Day was bad. Like, I think his name's Lorenzo. I understand he was the antagonist. He's the bad guy or whatever. But there's a part in the movie where he actually speaks on it quite accurately. He goes, I'm sorry I exposed you to this, but this is the way it is. You have to embrace this for what it is, and then you can grow. And then once you're inside, you can change. You can make change from the inside, but you have to play the game in order to make the change from the inside, son. And granted, the way he was doing it was a bunch of bullshit, and he was setting his boy up to be, murdered, and that's terrible and all that jazz. He's a terrible person. But yeah, the court system and especially lawyers are basically paid to stall out effective change. Yeah. And so you should go through the proper channels. Bitch, maybe he did.
Boom, boom, boom. Took them all out. Okay. The next day, what happens? CEO's dead. Okay. So there's a right of succession, whoever gets promoted. And then the company continues on the next day. Maybe they have a security detail for their leader. They're not going to change their whole company policy because you murdered their CEOs. At all. What you can argue is that maybe this is vigilante justice. That these people needed to get what was coming to them.
What?
Right?
I didn't hear this.
What people are trying to say here. Okay. So if you're talking about that, maybe. But here's the thing. Like, for me, as a person who maybe is angry at the system, because I am. I'm very angry with the system. Okay? I'm upset.
Why? The system protects you and your bitch ass. That's what your fake bank... Okay.
That my parents couldn't get the treatments that they had all along to make them feel better with their chronic conditions. But I don't think that murdering the CEO of the company of their healthcare provider is the right answer.
What's up,
I think that there should be actual campaigns to change the way that healthcare works. Perhaps new laws or regulations or oversight committees or something should happen. Not murder people.
Ooh. I don't know what he's doing right now with his face, but pause game on point, like, that is like crystal clear, weird face right there. I completely forgot what I was going to say. The pause is so good. Is it just me, or does it look like his mustache like moved down half an inch or something? Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh well.
Because murdering these people will not change at all. It will not do anything positive for anyone who needs help. Look, take case in point. This happened a week ago. Is United Healthcare now the best health insurance company to have because they changed all their policies? No, and they're not going to either. This is not going to change it. What we need, if you really feel that there needs to be like an investigation or there's an issue or something's going on that's wrong, that's exactly what we need to do. Put lawmakers in power who are anti-health insurance company, and we'll investigate them.
Bitch, do you know what a lobbyist is? God almighty, dude, tell me you know nothing about the government without telling me you know nothing about the government. Dude, oh my God. There are entire sections of companies. Fuck, my company has a lobbying division. That basically is good. Look, here's your budget. You can spend this much on prostitutes, blow, and heroin for politicians.
$10 will go a long way to make cats stop crying.
Wrestling Rager, I'll get here in just a second, but that basically is like, here's your budget to go, suck the dick of this senator, this congressman who could flip a vote and make things happen in our favor. Like, dude, that's a thing. If you didn't know, Wrestling Rager with the 10, potential hot take incoming, but as the price of everything, literally everything, goes up and up, I'm worried you're going to see more extreme act like this. Yeah, that is, that's very likely going to happen. That needs to shut off because that's my email. Yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not technically off work, so I'm I'm stealing. Not really, because I'm salaried, so I can work whenever. But you get the point. Anyway, yeah, it's going to keep it. If the prices keep going up and up, people are going to feel like they have no way out, and they're gonna react. I mean, or act out. I mean, that's just how it is.
Or we'll put laws in place to regulate them so that they have to do the right thing. That's what we need, not vigilante justice where you just murder the CEO. And I hate to say it, the people out there who are on social media, they're only speaking with emotion.
Oh, I remember this.
They're not speaking with logic. And
Phil, I hate to tell you this, my dude, you don't use logic. You've never used logic. You actually prey on the emotions of your fucking dents. Okay. I don't think it's this stream. I think it was the previous stream where he didn't make, it was like the Indiana Jones stream. Somebody said, oh, okay, so since you didn't make the goal, do I get my money back? And he was like, no, what will happen is I will keep your money and I will spend it how I see fit because it's mine. It's my money and I will do with it what I will. I could make a Three Musketeers replica of myself and that's my business. And you don't have any right to chastise me for that. And it's like, if you were getting your money holistically, if you were getting your money through natural growth, if you were entertaining enough that people were just giving you money hand over fist, you're absolutely right. But that's not what you do, Phil. What you do is beg. Okay, and you cry poor. You go, guys, I don't know what's happening. I need this $300. You guys, I had a $20 night. I'm used to $300 nights. I can't afford the DoorDash. Well, I can't afford the DoorDash, but I can't afford the extra fries. The extra fries are what keep me and the mall wife together. I need my $300. And so then he gets his, 125 and somebody's like, okay, can we get our money back? And he's like, no, that's my fucking money. I earned that. Fuck you. And I got to tell you, Phil, you're kind of a piece of shit for that.
And sometimes in life you have to...
that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
Eden Prime, thank you for the 20, man. Someone tell Phil to shut up about making government getting more involved in healthcare. If the VA can't take care of veterans, stupid policymakers aren't going to fix the solution. Fix it. The solution is more competition. Boomer take Phil. Yeah. Be it regulation, be it more competition, be it whatever Phil's idea is here. And he eventually says this, by the way, it's later on, but he will eventually say, I don't have to give ideas. I get to complain and that's my right. And I don't have to offer up any ideas whatsoever. I shit you not. He will say that. Mark my words. He will say it.
Cut off your emotion to think logically, because logic is what's going to have change, not emotion. You could burn down the entire city, but that doesn't necessarily fix anything. Okay? You need to have metered approach to this kind of stuff.
You ban anybody who speaks out against you. Isn't that an emotional response?
Maybe this guy was mistreated. Maybe this guy had a back injury and he couldn't get the treatment he needed. And then he researched and he found out 68,000 people a year die because health insurance companies don't help them and deny them claims. And that's not right. Okay? So what are you going to do to change that? Are you going to go
and note that he just asked that question
within the health industry and try to change it? Are you going to try to have contacts with people who are in government who maybe can help you? Are you going to start an informative campaign of people to notify them about how this is how health insurance works and we need to fix and reform this? Or are you just going to go murder someone?
Well, I don't know. Did you do any research to see if he tried any of that? I mean, in all honesty, it's way too early to note that in the investigation or the investigative process. But who knows? Maybe he did some of that stuff, man. And
think that that's the magic cure. I hate to say it. That's probably the most immature, unthought out way to think that you can handle a big issue like this.
Okay, this is going to go back into school shootings as well, this whole murder thing. Now, this is going to be a bit of a hot take, and I do not condone school shootings, but I need you guys to suspend reality one time. Just one time for me, okay? Basically, the way that, we should ban guns, right? After a school shooting happens, I get the reaction, I get the knee jerk, fine. But basically what's being said there, right, is, or what you have is likely, and I can't say for sure because sometimes it's people who just want attention and all that, but you have somebody who was bullied or who was beaten down or who was trying to survive school or was trying to survive their life in high school or fucking junior high or whatever it was, that thought that the only way out was to get a gun and go make a name for themselves by shooting somebody. Okay. Now you're another bullied kid that has had this happen, right? And your bully happens to get iced. Okay. It's like, wow, that's kind of awesome that, this guy can't bully me anymore. Again, I'm not condoning death. I'm not saying that it's right. But again, suspend belief for me for just a second. Imagine then everybody said, hey, we want to ban the tool that prevents the bullies from bullying you again. Okay. Like, I understand death is not the answer, but if there was such thing as an anti-bully gun, right, but it caused somebody a minute amount of pain, right? They shoot them with the anti-bully gun. Oh, it caused me so much pain, but now they can't bully anymore, right? And so they say, hey, this is causing this bully this amount of pain. Perhaps you should ban the anti-bully gun. It's like, well, I don't know, or I now no longer have an out, so to speak. Hear me out here. I understand what you're saying, King Be Cruel. This is not an actual take. Think of it as a thought experiment, okay? So they get pushed to the edge, so on and so forth. Now we can bring this back to the CEO. The guy goes out, he shoots the CEO, okay? What Phil is saying here about this whole, we shouldn't, hold on, spilling on bully, he probably wouldn't have turned out like shithead. True. That's actually true. What he is focusing on. Let me back it up because I know this had. I lost my train of thought here.
Immature.
There it is. Hold on.
Unthought out way to think that you can handle a big issue like this.
What I'm getting at here. What if Luigi tried going to Congress? What if Luigi tried his fucking letter writing campaign? What if he tried all of this stuff and it just kept pouring on and pouring on and pouring on and pouring on and pouring on? The similarity that I want to draw to is he says it's immature and it's not thought out. This may be the most thought out action that he actually performed. Because if you remember, he knew he was going to get caught. He turned over the gun. He turned over this. He turned over that. And he knows his life is over. He knows that full out. Yep. I'm going to go to prison. Yep. But it was worth it because whatever reason. I'm not agreeing with the quote unquote assassination. I also tend to believe, not tend to, I believe killing the guy, not the right thing to do. But at the same time, I'm not going to take Phil's perspective and say, there are a million things you could have done. I don't know what he could have done. I honestly don't. But I'm also not about to condone homicide. I just can't do it.
I'm just going to immediately go kill someone. That's what a child thinks. Okay? Ooh, bad. Squish bad person. Oh, okay. Hero wins. That's not reality. As you get older, you realize, again, life...
And King Be Cruel, I don't know if that softened up, because I understand...
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Yeah, and I agree, Dixayo. Murder is never okay. I agree, 100%. And I get that people are celebrating it. And here's the thing. Murder is never okay, but I understand the celebrations, okay? Straight up, I understand it. But again, I don't condone it. I don't know if this is making sense. I know it seems like it's fence sitting. I swear to God it's not, because I feel the passion and the hatred for United Healthcare, because I have United Healthcare. They suck. They're fucking terrible. Okay, they really are. But at the same time, I know the CEO, his primary, the reason the guy was hired as CEO is to make share prices go up. That's why he was hired as CEO. He was not hired to help people at all. He was hired to make share prices go up. So he was doing his job and suffering, but the dude was doing his job. And again, I know hot takes left and right here. And do I have a position? No, not really. Could that make me a fence sitter? Maybe a little bit, but I'm okay with that on this one.
It's not that simple at all. You know, right now, I'm angry at our American government for many things. I feel like the American government keeps letting us down.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm sorry to keep pausing. Now you guys get pause because I'm not on a call. I don't mean in any way, shape, or form that school shootings are to be condoned or that they are a necessary evil or anything like that. I was looking at it more as a thought experiment of what if you actually had a tool to make something bad stop, and when you used that tool, people thought, oh, the answer to that was take the tool away, right? And that's kind of where I was trying to go with it. I get how it comes off as like really negative. I'm sorry about that. No offense was intended. But yeah, there's a psychological kind of aspect of it I was trying to get into, and I think I may have just chosen.
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Thank you for the 2. Says another reason to hate Phil. Dude, if you think this is a reason to hate Phil and you're going to pay me every time that you hate Phil, you're going to make me a millionaire when he gets to the Jordan Neely portion. Just wait.
Doesn't have the citizens' best interests in mind and needs to be reformed and improved. That doesn't mean I think that we should bomb the White House and bomb the Congress and the House of Representatives. That would be stupid. That would not solve the issue. It's the system that needs to be reformed, not just wipe them all out. So I'm sorry. In this case, I do feel that Luigi Mangione is incredibly wrong. What he did is not justifiable. It doesn't matter how much personal emotion you have attached to a situation. It doesn't matter what was his story or the story of others. You change the system.
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Sug on D's nuts with the 10. Thank you, buddy. Phil's defense of healthcare CEOs versus Phil attack on video game company CEOs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. He's yeah. They should be run out. They should this. They should. Didn't he say one of them should be dragged into streets, or they should have all their belongings shot into the sun, or something like that? Wasn't that something he said? Yeah. It's been absolutely fantastic. Fuck, I was going to say something, but what was I going to say? Let me back it up. Find out.
You have attached to a situation. It doesn't matter what was his story or the story of others. You change the system. You don't attach to a situation. Tony is incredibly wrong. Okay. What he did is not justifiable. It doesn't matter how much personal emotion you have attached to a situation. It doesn't matter what was his story or the story of others. You change the system. You don't murder the people in the system. You change it so that the system is set up so that this doesn't happen again.
It's not justifiable. It was something about justification. And it's right. It's not justifiable. That's what it was. So is theft, right? Like personal property theft, not you're going and shoplifting something, but you're going to steal out of we're going to say somebody's car, right? Is it a good thing ever to punch into somebody's car and steal 100? It's not, right? So there it is. There's a car on the street, windows rolled down, right? $100 in plain view. After 2 nights, guy comes out to his car and goes, "Oh my God, somebody stole the $100 that was in my center console." Now, just out of curiosity, is anyone here surprised? Would anyone be surprised that $100 got taken? No? Exactly. So here's the take. Here's more of a take that I have on this. Guy got killed. Is that bad? Yes. Do I condone that Luigi did it? No. Am I shocked?
I can stand up from a chair.
No. I am. You know, that stuff has been going on. So Eden Prime, let me call this out here real quick. Thank you for the 5. So the way the current system is set up is active companies lobby for red tape, making it harder for competition. The hard thing is deregulating. Exactly. So it's as soon as you start getting lobbyists and red tape involved, but I can't imagine. I lost my mic. Hold on. I have to unplug this damn thing. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Well. Okay. Am I still on? Okay, I am. My AI thing kept kicking on, and it kept taking over my mic. Sorry about that. I don't even remember where I was with this. So apparently it wasn't important. Let's keep.
Nothing that he did is going to do that at all.
This
and
was
all the
my
morons
RGBs.
on the internet who are rallying behind him, he's a hero, and this is great. You're doing it wrong. Do you not understand? That's not how positive change happens. That's an extremist's view, a very simpleton's childlike view of existence. And the problem is we have too many people who are growing up who are still immature up here.
Oh, hi there, Kettle. Name's Potts. Have we met?
Luigi Mangione, valedictorian of his high school, Ivy League education in college.
You didn't get the Ivy League. This fucking piece of monkey dog shit motherfucker. Stop it. You stop it. You stop trying to do things. Okay? Stop it. Stop. Stupid mic. Sorry, it's my cat mic that I use when I'm on work calls so I can capture what was said and I can go back and look at it. So sorry about that. The capture mic keeps wanting to take over. Vanguard D-Nice, member of the newbies now for 5 months. Thank you, my dude. But anyway, yeah, he's not a member of the Ivy League because the Ivy League people, he said, they were racist against him because affirmative action. That's right. Phil said, I can't believe God, my fucking mic. How do I make you stop? How do I make you go away? How do I make you stop, you stupid fucking thing? I can't believe I get to say this. Phil, Phil says that people were racist against him because of the Ivy League and things of that nature. It was fun. It was fun to hear about. It really was. Stream Deck, TP, can I not desync this motherfucker? Apparently I can't. HIT Lightspeed. Fuck it. Well, hopefully it doesn't take over too much. Let me see if I can't hard connect this. Hold on. Close it. No. Give me source. Give me the source. Give me the source. Microphone Yeti Classic. Yes. 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 You should only use that. Don't take over my stuff. Okay. Moving on.
Rich, wealthy, Adonis-like body, right? Oh my God. And in his brain, he had an actual intelligence level of a small 5-year-old.
This coming from you.
Thinking, oh, someone did something wrong. Let's go murder them immediately. That's the solution. Wow. And again, we were talking about facades, right? The facade this guy wore, and everyone thought that he was the nicest guy, the smartest guy. He was a little kid.
The facade he wore was one of intelligence and maturity, but he was no, that's not how that works.
Immature little kid who couldn't get his way, and he was upset that he didn't get his way. So now I'm going to get him instead of, oh, let's change it so everyone can be helped, and this is a good thing. No, vigilante justice, murder. Wrong. That's not the way to go about things in life.
Yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, this is not his worst take of the day.
Anywhere helping anyone. So pretty sad that we have people who are so also dumb and immature in their heads, but they're adults and they're allowed to speak their opinions, right? So here they are on social media. Oh, Luigi the hero. I hope that more CEOs get hurt and shit. You're moronic. You're not fixing anything with that attitude. That's dunce level thinking, and that's less thinking that we need. We need more intelligence. We need more, group think of everyone is going to be helped. Now, oh, I'm going to feel better if I kill the guy. I don't care if you feel better.
Yeah. With this, you fucking Mike, I swear to God, this is coming from the guy who says that, or sorry, let me back it up here.
Thinking,
fucking
and that's
took
less
over
thinking
my
that
thought.
we need. We need more intelligence. We need more
intelligence, right? Got that. I know dips, God damn it.
Is going to be helped. Now, oh, I'm going to feel better if I kill the guy. I don't care if you feel.
The fuck. This is coming from the guy who inflames everybody, who has a terrible fucking hot take on everything, and actually is at risk of getting his ass whooped in public. Yeah, he says that you guys shouldn't take action against those types of people. You just shouldn't. Yeah, it's a disaster stream. I know. I don't know why my fucking doc has decided to take this moment to be an asshole, but it apparently has decided to take this moment to be an asshole. Yeah, I know. I've unplugged everywhere. I've thought I've disabled everything. Apparently I haven't, because I am actually a dumbass. This is my RGBs.
Feel better. I want the situations that other people don't get hurt. Not so the one person individually feels better. So yeah, I'm sorry, Luigi. I'm not backing you on this one. You can disagree with me, I guess, but for me, I think that this guy is an idiot. He's not helping anything, and all these morons who want to get emotionally behind him. I understand the reason for your emotion. I'm there in that same position as you with my parents.
Are you?
But that doesn't mean that justifies murder and that's going to help anyone. I think that's really fucking stupid. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think I got it sorted. There was one connection that I didn't break. I just broke that connection. I think the mic's good now.
All right. Well, folks, that's the end of our first segment. That one went pretty long, mostly because I ended up wasting like 15 minutes there on the stupid lighting that's still not working, as you can see. By the way, that $20 tip from earlier did clear already. So at Mars Inhabited, thank you for that. I did already count it.
Yeah, that's the hot take. Yeah, the hot take. Murder is wrong.
And I appreciate that. Okay. So, all right. So yeah, I have no clue how with the lighting. I guess I'm just gonna have to leave it blue. I literally.
Yeah. So that was one thing I did want to bring up. This motherfucker actually fucked with his lights while he had his the article brought up, and he was down in the lower corner, so no one could see the lights, right? And he fucked with the lights for like 20 minutes. I mean, that actually tracks for him because he's a dumbass, but it still is kind of shocking.
Really, this worked the last 2 days, and all of a sudden, live during the show, it doesn't want to work, which really pisses me off.
That's not the way to go about it. You're being emotional. You should look at it from a logical perspective, Phil.
I don't really know how to fix it because I've already resynced the thing like a bunch of times, and now it doesn't want to seem to link. Yeah, look, it keeps saying it disconnected. It just says again, it disconnected. Get closer to the.
What the fuck is this? What is this? Well, first of all, let's look underneath this real quick, okay? Look at this head shape. What
All
is
these super
this?
chats are great, but remember, You don't matter unless you tip.
Vanguard D9s, thank you for the 5, and I am so sorry about the mic issues. It's a disaster stream. Says, for a sec, I thought my phone was acting up, but I see you're having technical difficulties. All good. Phil, you can burn in hell for what you said yesterday. All right, let's keep going.
Device.
Ooh, I only got an hour and 15 minutes left. This is not good.
Want me to keep my phone? My phone is literally right here, right next to the dang thing.
This is so sad.
Doesn't even make any sense. I'm gonna try to connect it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I give up. We'll just leave it on this blue setting for tonight.
This blue setting?
Yeah, see, it keeps disconnecting from my whole system for no reason. Totally.
Okay, I can't deal the light segments. Come on. Is this? Oh my god.
It's connecting.
Okay, so what's this one? Wait, is this? Are we doing lighting here? No. Okay, good.
It's connected.
Let's see.
Sorry, it's a new setup, and I'm trying to.
Okay, yeah, more lights.
Reacting to Game Award stuff. I'm gonna get all that information.
Okay.
To flee on the 8th of December. The overthrow.
All right. Let me back it up here real quick.
Kind of summarize.
All right. So first of all, before we get into this, in terms of the Syrian conflict, I am not educated on the global political scale on this. All I know is that Assad was a totalitarian, and of the knowledge I have, he had a literal kill house where he would, trigger warning right now, this is going to get graphic. This is going to get graphic. One more time. This is going to get graphic. Come back in about 20 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He had a press that he would actually flatten human beings, which would obviously expand their, cause all the blood and fecal matter and urine, anything water to basically explode out. They would then dry them and burn them. That's all I know in terms of like the torture house. That's something they found, as well as people just being held there because there was they dissented with the government and stuff like that. And that Assad was overall just a piece of shit. Okay. Hopefully that's you guys. If you were, sad about the trigger warning, then you're back.
Everything that has happened over the course of this wild week over there. And then kind of give you a little bit of my take, but I actually found a really good article that basically is going to say who can benefit best or who are the players in.
Oh, BBC. Kat knows about that.
This whole Syrian conflict. Okay. So FYI.
FYI.
The government of Syria was overthrown earlier this week.
Oh, shit. I almost forgot. Hold on. I almost forgot. Lower right-hand corner. There we go. Tier 0 tip goal has been hit.
Blood for the blood god!
Bashar al-Assad's 24-year-long rule, with opposition forces taking the capital and forcing the president to flee on the 8th of December. The overthrow followed a 13-year civil war, which started after Assad crushed pro-democracy protests. The fighting killed more than half a million people, displaced billions more.
I can stand up from a chair.
Oh my god, Michael A. before you. Anti-human rights, but pro-efficient storage. Dude, that went so dark so fast.
And embroiled international powers and their proxies. The world is now watching to see how Syria's political
Canadian
landscape shapes up after the end of the Assad family's
Jesus
half-century rule.
Christ.
Those with a vested interest in the conflict and the future of the country include on one side Russia and Iran, which backed Assad, and on the other side the U.S. and Turkey, which supported different rebel groups and militias.
We may have to skip
they're going to
this.
explore the different sides.
How much time do we have here? So 2015 to
FYI, I have a series of different articles I'm going to be covering. Why did Israel attacking Syria?
Look, I'm sorry. I think we're going to have to skip the Syrian one. As a matter of fact, I don't know of anybody talking about hot takes about Syria. We have to get to Jordan Neely. That is the whole point of this. Yeah. Here we go. This is the reason we're here. This is what I wanted to talk about. This is why, and the reason I'm actually doing the stream rather than making a video on it, I know what my schedule is coming up. Guys, you want to talk about the schedule? I know what my schedule is coming up. I know I'm not going to have enough time to generate a video on it that is going to be topical in a timely manner. And he went so hot and so toxic on this. I feel compelled to react to it or to respond to it, because this is darkness of another level.
Not me, but it'd be nice if you guys could calm down a little bit. All right, guys, this is it. Last segment of the show and last chance for someone to support. Please do. If you support the show, I'll be much more encouraged to keep doing it. But I'm going to be honest. Last week, we only raised about $60, and now that we've only got 37 this week, I'm starting to seriously think if I should keep doing this show or not. Just being honest, It seemed like originally there was tons of support, and now it's gone away. I've been doing much better on gameplay streams, so, unless you guys don't care about this, something that you've asked me to do for years and years, and I personally set up per your requests, then I don't know. Some people are of the impression that if I streamed it on YouTube, it would do better. I don't believe that. I consider this like similar to the old React show.
So I did want to go ahead and say that I had verified, or at least I have sources now, a couple of web pages that have said, real quick, Andre Zachary is Jordan Neely's foster father. I want to repeat that and even slower. Andre Zachary is Jordan Neely's foster father. Please keep that in mind.
If I did it on YouTube also, no one would support that
For
either.
those that don't know,
yeah,
the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What moron?
Vanguard D Nice, thank you for the 2. I'm in process of making a video on this part alone. Yeah, that's why I have to do this.
Yeah, it would have some people here, but no one would be giving super chats or memberships or anything either. So I don't know. Okay. All right, are we ready? It's time for the third and final segment. Here we go. This is going to be the best part of the night, by the way. This one, I have a significant amount to say. Okay? You ready? Here we go.
Here we go, boys and girls. Prep
All right,
yourself.
everyone. It is time for our third and final major topic to be covered tonight on DSPolitics. Here we go.
I am so sorry for this. I really am. And we got to get through that bullshit. There we go.
So, folks, this is one that has been going on for over a year. It's been a very hot topic in United States politics for various different
Hey,
reasons.
kind of Sav. How you doing,
And
girl?
at this point, we have a big change, a big update and resolution this week. And this country, once again, is...
Kind of Sav, I agree. But the fact that it is Foster, I think, amps it up to just another notch of psychotic.
being divided because of it. Let's talk about the case of Jordan Neely and Daniel Penny. On May 1st, 2023...
And yeah, he's just going to read this, by the way.
In New York City, Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless American man, was killed after being put into a chokehold by Daniel Penny, a 24-year-old United States Marine Corps veteran. So, Penny, just this week, was found not guilty of a charge of criminally negligent homicide in relation to Neely's death, and a charge of second-degree manslaughter was also dismissed.
Correct.
Neely's death prompted protests and a broader debate around Penny's actions and Neely's circumstances. Now, what we need to do is we need to analyze what happened.
We need to we need to analyze
that
Us! We!
day. And now that over a year has passed, a lot of information has been gathered, discussed, and brought up in the trial that we can finally analyze. And I'm going to tell you by the end of this story my conclusions, because what you're going to see
This is so
you're
dark.
going to see everyone reacting. Some people saying this case never should have been brought to trial. It was unjust from the start.
And I'll go ahead and tell you right now, given the circumstances and the fact pattern that I know, this should have been ruled a justifiable defense from the word go. I don't know why it wasn't, but it should have been ruled justifiable. I can think of no malice that this dude would have had. Anyway, that's my take. My take is it shouldn't have been brought against him. There we go.
You're going to see groups saying this is complete and utter racism and shouldn't be allowed. We even have the deceased's parents speaking up. Okay, so
here we go.
Let's do it. Let's take a look at this case. But before we can, we actually have to listen to the facts of what happened. So here we go. Neely boarded a New York City subway train.
Yeah, Dips. I was in law enforcement for 8 years, 6 years as a detective.
At the 2nd Avenue station just before it departed, and reportedly began screaming that he was hungry, thirsty, he needed a job, saying he was not afraid of going to prison and was ready to die, threatening people. Juan Alberto Vasquez, a freelance journalist who witnessed this incident, said Neely removed his jacket and he threw it onto the floor. In response to which other passengers started, backing away, moving away from this guy. What the hell is this guy's problem? He seems like he's out of his mind. Vasquez says he did not witness Neely assault anyone, but other witnesses reported fearing death as a result of Neely's actions, which included him throwing trash directly.
Oh yeah, kind of Sav. That's why I have such... excuse me, didn't mean to clear my throat into the mic there, but that's why I have a hard time talking about CSAM. It brings up bad memories.
At other passengers and approaching them as if he was going to grab them or do something to them. So, after witnessing...
oh, and CSAM is child sexual abuse material.
This going on, Daniel Penny approached Neely from behind and applied a chokehold. Penny maintained that hold after the train reached this stop, because they were on the way to a stop. It was Broadway Lafayette Street. Other passengers held the doors open to prevent the train from moving. So people saw what was going on. They saw this guy was acting absolutely erratic and crazy. He was literally saying, I need a job, I need food. I don't care if I die, I don't care if I go to jail. And he's throwing shit and he's slamming shit and he's coming at people. So this guy sees this going on and says, I got to put a stop to this. And he comes from behind, he puts him in the chokehold, takes him down. The train's...
I love the fact that he mimes the chokehold here. Let's take a look at that real quick.
This guy sees this going on and says, I got to put a stop to this. And he comes from behind, he puts him in the...
Serious with my mic right now again. I fucking hate this.
Chokehold takes him down. The train stops and all the people on the train recognize what happened and actually prevent the train from moving so that this thing can be resolved. Okay? So, during the chokehold, some bystanders warned Penny about Neely's health. One said, you're going to kill him now, while others held it holding down Neely until police arrived. So it seemed like at the scene, people were of different opinions. Perhaps hot on some people's minds with the George Floyd situation from 2020 and didn't want to see a reenactment of that happen, while others realized this guy was acting like a public menace and needed to be restrained until the cops showed up. Vasquez captured the final 3 minutes of the hold on video, which shows Penny applying it for nearly a minute after Neely stopped struggling and went limp. Prosecutors allege the chokehold lasted 6 minutes, while Penny said it lasted less than 5. An unknown amount of time after Penny released Neely, New York Police Department officers arrived. Responding officers stated Neely had a faint pulse upon their arrival. Neely was given the drug naloxone.
Nalox? I don't know that one.
Excuse me, I'm not a professional. And cardiopulmonary resuscitation by officers at the scene. Shortly thereafter, the New York City
Yeah, Narcan. That's what I thought.
Fire Department transported Neely to a hospital. He was pronounced dead. Penny was taken for questioning by the NYPD and released without charge several hours later, but the incident was a national controversy. Critics of Penny joined protests and characterized him as a vigilante, demanded that he be charged. And
a vigilante? Yeah.
Alleged that he was motivated by racism against Neely and African Americans.
Yeah, I'm not a professional.
Defended him as a good Samaritan, seeking to protect other passengers, and some donating money to his legal defense. Did this start to sound familiar? Did it sound like another story that we covered earlier tonight? Given Neely's background of homelessness and mental health issues, the incident also prompted discussion about the treatment of such individuals in New York City. A medical examiner determined Neely's death to be a homicide by compression of the neck.
A homicide? No, you can't. You could say no.
Which was later disputed by Penny's defense lawyers. On May 11, 2023, Penny was charged with second-degree manslaughter and released on bond. He was formally indicted by a grand jury the next month. Additional lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide added a few weeks later. Penny pleaded not guilty to both charges, under which he faced 15 years in prison. 2 men showed in Vasquez's video helping Penny to restrain Neely were not charged. Penny's trial began in October 2024 and concluded in December. The manslaughter charge was dismissed on the request of the prosecution after the jury deadlock, and while he was acquitted of the remaining charge of criminally negligent homicide. A wrongful death sued by Neely's father remained pending as of December.
All right, great.
So,
don't care.
We know the facts, okay? At least we know a summary of the facts. Now, the thing here that everyone is talking about
Here we go.
In this situation, first of all, let's just get the elephant out of the room.
Cat, get out.
Earlier tonight, we talked.
Oh, sorry, that's horse.
Talked about the case of Luigi, who murdered the CEO of United Healthcare. Okay, that was an outright murder, done on purpose, pre-planned, 3D printed gun, outright done to end someone's life. Okay, in this case, I don't think, at least from anything we just heard, it doesn't sound like Daniel Penny just decided out of nowhere, hey, today I'm going to put a chokehold on someone and murder them in the middle of a New York subway. It doesn't seem like what happened. A little different situation here. In this situation, we had a person by the name of Jordan Neely, who was acting all this time completely erratic, homeless, okay? Just, out of his mind. Was he on drugs? Was he...
Phil definitely would get punched at a party if he actually talked like this.
Just crazy because he's homeless and hungry?
Yeah, he was acting homeless.
But
yeah,
he's literally
acting
on
homeless.
the subway station, freaking out in the subway car, humming at people, saying, I don't care if I live or die. I don't care if I go to prison. He's nuts. And in this case, it sounds like someone here has gotten to a situation where he's going to hurt someone. Like, at least people believe it. Why else are people backing off? People are like, no, leave me alone. And he's coming after people. All right?
Yeah.
So, Daniel Penny.
No, hold on. Phil views the homeless this way. Now, if anybody wants to take my hot take of that Penny didn't do anything wrong, and that means you hate Jordan Neely or you think he deserved to die. No, I don't think Jordan Neely deserved to die. It's unfortunate the circumstances that happened, but there are certain consequences that happen when bad help. I want to say I've seen an article. I'm almost positive that Neely was given after prison or after sentence, like rehabilitation, like he was put into a halfway house to try and help him with sobriety and stuff like that. And he abandoned it after like 8 or 9 days. So there's some level of personal accountability here on Jordan Neely's side. And so, that's an adult being an adult. But again, it's unfortunate that he died. I wish that he had not died. I wish he would have survived and hopefully gotten the help he needs. So that's my take.
A Marine veteran says, I'm going to take matters in my own hands. I want to help these people around me who are now in danger. Perhaps he didn't feel himself as much in danger, being that he was a 24-year-old Marine. He's trained to defend himself. But he sees this guy's coming after other people in the train car. He's like, I got to do something. Okay? So he steps up and he puts him in the chokehold. And it wasn't just him. Other people saw and helped him hold him down in the chokehold. So apparently there was enough concern in the car that this guy was crazy and was going to hurt people, right? So this is not, the one guy. It was a group of people acted together to restrain this man. Does it sound like Daniel Penny was actively trying to murder him? Probably not. It's unfortunate that that Jordan Neely did die. I don't know where I got Lance from. That Jordan Neely did die. That's sad. No one obviously in this case should have died, but it happened. And then he went to trial for it. Should he be held accountable?
And Dr. Detractor, I respect your opinion. I wholeheartedly disagree. A man who has the ability and capability to... Oh, hold on. Oh, that's... My gosh, I thought my significant other was trying to get into the bedroom to my office. It's a spare bedroom to, say, hey, I need something from you. No, it's Fenrir, and he brought me a bone. Yeah. Go, Fenrir. You're a good boy. Thank you, but go, buddy. Go, good boy. But anyway, back to it. A man who has the capability to incapacitate a threat. I think there is an obligation there. If he didn't act, that is also a choice. He's well within his right. But the fact he had the ability and he did so with the intent to preserve life or to handle a situation which was escalating into a potential life-threatening situation, I'm going to back him on this one.
For his actions, okay?
Go.
Now, the jury deadlocked. Well, essentially, at the end of the day, they said they cannot get this guy for these charges. There's not enough evidence to say that he was responsible. That's that. Now, let's take a look at opposing views of the situation. Unjust from the start, the case against Daniel Penny should never have been brought. Yeah. So, New Yorkers concerned about public safety are breathing a sigh of relief after a Manhattan jury acquitted Daniel Penny of criminally negligent homicide in the May 2023 death of
Dipsy is not a Chihuahua. He is a German Shepherd with the largest head I have ever seen.
Jordan Neely. Aside from small groups of far-left agitators calling for Penny's head, many observers seem skeptical from the get-go of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's effort.
And Red, I'm going to try to keep my cool.
To imprison Penny for physically restraining Neely, who burst into a New York City subway car in the midst of a psychotic episode and began threatening and menacing riders. Public skepticism was well-founded. Prosecutors should never have brought this case in the first place. Neely was a repeat criminal offender. He racked up 42 prior arrests, including for assaults on women on the subway.
Let's be clear real quick, okay? 42 prior arrests, 42 prior assaults. In terms of the fact pattern at hand, has absolutely nothing to do with this case. Now, that may be a hot take. But he has this history. Yes, that's after the fact. Nobody on the train knew that this guy had 42 previous arrests. Nobody on the train knew that he was addicted to narcotics or opioids. Okay, that does not factor into this.
He had a documented history of serious mental illness.
And they don't know that.
Worsened by repeated drug use. This isn't to say, of course, he deserved to die. It is to say that Neely fit the definition of a ticking time bomb. Instead of being put in jail or compelled to enter an inpatient psychiatric care facility, he was permitted to roam the streets. This was a choice, which means the situation in which Penny and his fellow commuters found themselves in May 2023 was the byproduct of the government's failure. One of many such failures, lest we forget about Ramon Rivera's alleged stabbing spree last month.
All right, before he gets into his bit here, there is a dichotomy to freedom, okay? And that is, there's a dichotomy to a justice system, okay? When I went to the academy, people were like, you're going to have to understand that the system is flawed, okay? We are not going to convict everybody. As a matter of fact, we're going to convict wrongfully some people. But as long as we are trying to convict those rightfully and not convict those who are innocent rightfully, then the cause is just. Okay, but you're going to have to understand it's human nature. We're going to get stuff wrong. Make peace with that. Okay, now what he's about to say is that, oh my God, he was in jail 42 times. How come they let him go? How come they this? How come they that? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to get my hot take out here automatically. Theft does not mean that you just get locked up for life. It just doesn't. You steal a candy bar or you do petty theft. You steal someone's car multiple times. Fine, maybe you should do some prison time. 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know. But you can't lock somebody up for life on theft or narcotics charges. Well, apparently, if you're in California, you can get locked up for life on narcotics charges. Never mind, I'm not going to do that hot take. Irrespective, there is no way to lock somebody up. Now, when you're talking about the mental health issues, right? It could very well be that this guy, if I'm not mistaken, he was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. He may be tolerable / being able to be a contributing member of society while not under the influence of narcotics. Okay. So when you go in the system, you go to a mental institution, you go to a prison or a jail or whatever, typically you don't have access to opioids. Okay. So eventually a doctor is going to evaluate you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to check boxes. If all of the boxes that they check say this man can be released, justify keeping him. Because I can't justify it. What does that mean? He's going to go out. He's going to get more opioids. Okay, he's going to go back into paranoid schizophrenic episodes and delusions, and this is going to happen. Now, here's the thing. I can't think of a solution to this. I can't. that does not infringe on someone's rights or potentially infringe on someone's rights after the fact. So I don't have a solution for this. That's why I think this is a tragedy. It's unfortunate, the whole 9 yards. All right, there. Let's
This is not
go.
even like a rare occurrence, folks. In the United States, especially major metropolitan areas, this kind of story is actually becoming common. Someone is mentally ill. Someone is on drugs. Someone is a repeat offender criminal. They get arrested. They get thrown in jail. Revolving door. Tossed right the hell back out. They do it again. In, out, in, out, in, out. What kind of a justice system do we have?
Fuck you. From the bottom of my heart, Phil. Just fuck you.
I'm not even saying in this case, okay? I'm not even saying that in this case, this is like, oh, they didn't do anything for him. In this case, they probably did. They probably offered him, here's some housing assistance, here's this, here's that. The problem is, in this country, if you're a repeat offender, okay?
Hey, yes, that's me, buddy.
Why is there no actual accountability for your actions?
No. This is not the worst take that he has.
You know what they say, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? This guy's a 42-time offender. 42 arrests, and they can't figure out that this guy may do it again, and
I'm not going to look it up. I was going to put it on the put it up here. $232,000, I think, or maybe it was $242,000 of credit card debt. $242,000 of credit card debt. Gone. Just gone. Forgiven. He gets to keep everything. Just gone. Just gone. I'm going to write down I have $5,000 in business expenses, even though there's no way in hell for me to justify that, making it fucking bankruptcy fraud. That's okay. That's okay. Everything's fine. Okay. Accountability? Fuck. Phil doesn't know. Like I said, if accountability was a disease, Phil would be the cure.
perhaps it's not the right idea to let him out again into the streets to say, oh, here's some housing, here's this, go do it yourself. Obviously, he can't fucking do it himself. 42 chances, and the guy's still on the streets. Insane. That's our system. What kind of a system is that?
Get to
I wonder why the streets are unsafe.
For that.
I wonder why we have so many criminals. You know what I'm saying? I really wonder why. This is why. Honestly, because our system is busted and broken. There's no accountability.
And how do you fix it, Phil?
For actions anymore. It just so now here he is threatening all these people on a subway, and someone says I have to take action because he's going to attack people, and then you say that's the person who did the wrong thing, not the person with 42 offenses.
You're conflating past actions with current actions, something that you say should never be done, especially to you. You're the one who says, when I made racist comments in the past, it was in the past. I've changed. I've this. I've that. So why are you now using the 42 instances where this guy fucked up, got arrested, the whole 9 yards? Why are you using that against him as a justification for his death? Because that's what he's doing, in my opinion. He's justifying his death because he had 42 offenses. And that's really fucked up, in my opinion.
But is still free on the streets. I kind of feel like there's something wrong with our system here. The pending prosecution is even harder to swallow, given the evidence suggesting the perception of Neely as a threat was reasonable. The decision to restrain him in response was reasonable. Whatever one makes of the specific method of restraint, Penny was not trying to kill Neely. He released him as soon as he became aware Neely had lost consciousness and could no longer fight. And that Penny's lack of criminal history, military service, and cooperation with authorities undermine...
If he doesn't, I do, JP. I hate the fact that there are private prisons.
...any suggestion that the public would benefit from his incarceration. So basically, what people are saying here is it doesn't make sense that anyone actually came after this guy to begin with. Seems like everything was always in the right, okay? How about this? Is there any answer to the question of why the DA, the district attorney, went after him, except it was the most politically beneficial move for a DA who didn't want to risk losing his progressive base in a re-election bid? And there you have it, folks. I hate to say it, but we've
of course he highlights it.
Now focused in on a lot of the issues with our country. We have a justice system, and the justice system is supposed to be universal and treats everyone equally.
Yeah, which is why we know it's broken, because you didn't get prosecuted.
But it doesn't. Our justice system is very much based on, sadly, progressive values, okay? We have a justice system that someone will have 42 offenses and still be let out into the streets. But then someone says, I have to stop this guy from hurting people, and they try to put him on fucking trial for murder.
You're now conflating the death of a human with stealing something. Those aren't the same things, Phil.
Like, what? Why didn't that guy get 42 offenses?
Oh, so you want him to be able to, not that he did kill them, intentionally, but you want him to be able to kill 42 people and then people look, oh, okay.
I don't get it. The other guy did. So where's his second, third, fourth, fifth, 20th, 30th, 40th chance? A little weird there. Not exactly equivalent treatment in our system.
Yeah, it's not equivalent because it's not equivalent. It's theft and narcotics related offenses and death. It's the opposite of hi there, kettle names pot, have we met? It's the opposite. You dumb fucking truck.
I was just talking about this a couple weeks ago. Why is it that some people get away with these crimes and everyone just turns a blind eye, but then all of a sudden every once in a while, you're the case we're going after? Huh? That's not equal justice, right?
Yeah, I know. You got tax fraud, you committed tax fraud, bankruptcy fraud, no one went after you. It is a flawed system.
What's the saying? That justice is supposed to be blind? Justice doesn't care about your race, your gender, your political affiliation, any of that. It's just supposed to be justice. Everyone gets treated equally and everyone has the same treatment in our legal system. That is not the case. And time again, we are seeing this over and over, that there is unequal treatment in our justice system. Just this one case, 42 offenses, still on the street free, acting crazy, threatening people. First offense, only trying to protect other people, put him on trial for murder. What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of a system is that?
Hey, pop quiz. A man has 42 arrests, many of them violent felonies. Okay? He's out free. He has no pending charges. He's not on parole. He's not on probation. The man is walking on the sidewalk, flipping off all of traffic, and as he is walking, he is screaming, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Is he committing a crime? It'll be interesting to see what people say.
So, in this case, this person believes it's self-defense, the guy did the right thing. Let's look at the other side of this factor, shall we? Here we go. This is a Black Lives Matter leader now joining this man on his political show. What does she think about?
Okay. So, first of all, in my jurisdiction, the answer is no. Okay. It depends on the translation of sometimes fighting words or in causing a public disturbance. However, based in my jurisdiction, which would the closest you would get is disorderly conduct, you would have to have a complaining party. Okay. You would have to have somebody sign a complaint saying that I have been raised to alarm. And then that person would have to sign it. You could serve it with him. Maybe he could get arrested if he didn't have a local address. Okay. Disturbing the peace, similar charge. Okay. So it's very, very different jurisdiction by jurisdiction. But here's the thing. The reason it's jurisdiction by jurisdiction is because I do not believe it's a state law. It's going to be your local municipality. Okay. So this is down to the city level. Okay. At least for me. So it depends on what the city construes it as. But in terms of overarching, we'll just say federal law. In terms of federal law, not a crime.
About this situation after his acquittal, and here he is having celebratory drinks. Okay.
Yeah, Michael A. before E. I would back that. Be like, what you doing? Michael A. before E. said a 2-person well-being check. So yeah, roll up 2. Be like, sir, the reason why we're talking with you is we've heard you've been walking on the street screaming, fuck you. Is there anything you need? Nope. I just fucking hate the world today.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did, he deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Jordan Neely being the man with 42 offenses in the subway, going crazy, threatening people. I don't even have to say anything yet. Just take a look at her face.
She is in a hostile interview. What do you expect?
I literally don't even have to say a word. Look at her face. She's about to answer, and look at what contortions her face are having right now.
She is in a hostile interview. She knows she's in a hostile interview.
Holy shit. Look at the contempt. Look at the scorn on her face. Wow. Okay, let's continue.
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry.
Now, prep your cringe helmets. Put your cringe helmet on real quick. I'm going to back it up.
Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis.
Everybody catch that? It's an opioid crisis. Opioid. Everybody caught that? Good. Here we go.
He was hungry. He was mentally ill.
It was a what? An OBY crisis? I don't know what that means. So
he had a muffin in his pocket.
I wouldn't be if there were other. What?
Yeah.
about the witnesses? Let's play again, just so
I'm
we're clear
sure
on the
you
race.
play Eddie Gibson, who begged Daniel Neely to stop.
Oh, again, and he stayed there throughout the incident.
Play the ones that fit the narrative.
Well, but what's the narrative? There's black women who were on the subway. It was mostly people of color on the subway.
What about a white man during cross-examination who said that he was afraid of Daniel Penny, the one who poured water onto his head and said that he was afraid? He was a white man.
Yeah, okay, so...
What about the Latino man who was holding his arms?
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are. You're the one who keeps... Why? Why do you have to? There was nothing in this case.
Because when you look at the FBI, when you look at when hate crimes happen, when you look at when injustice happen to black people,
but let's agree.
That's when you don't get justice.
Let's agree to some... Look, I'm going to be doing a segment later this week on a missing black woman who's not been getting nearly enough attention.
Send it to me and I'll share
by the media. Absolutely. Because I understand that, and to that degree, you have a fair point about the way sometimes the media and the justice system handles. But not this case. This case, even the prosecutors conceded Daniel Penny had every right to go hands-on, and the question became, okay, when should he have stopped? I understand that.
The time frame on that.
Right.
Yeah.
The 8 from the DA's office was after 30 seconds. Can you not concede that Daniel Penny was a trained killer?
No.
He not have his gray belt. United States Marine Corps is an assassin.
Sure,
No, they're not acting as an assassin. No.
Every Marine is trained
because actually, black Marines and white Marines have reached out and actually told us he went too far.
Going too far is different from criminal.
Let me break it down. A chokehold.
Hold on. Just hold on. A blood chokehold. That is not a blood chokehold. That is a sleeper hold that compresses the carotid artery, which goes upside. And yes, you're supposed to back it off when they go limp. But here's a real big difference, right? You can put pressure on there and they can go to sleep in roughly 5 to 10 seconds, and you're supposed to let off within 30, right? If you actively compress to kill, you're done. You're done in about the same time, if I'm not mistaken. I've never heard it called a blood choke. I've always heard it called either a rear naked choke or a sleeper hold. I've never heard it referred to as a blood choke. But man,
supposed to hold someone.
If that's what it's actually referred to as, that's fine.
In that move for 8 to 13 seconds. You're not supposed to do it longer than 2 minutes. Why did Daniel Penny, when the train was completely clear, everyone was on the platform, why did he hold it for nearly
Because
6
he was
minutes?
scared.
He was a Marine is scared of of someone he labeled as a crackhead.
Again, is it not possible?
She almost called him a crackhead, and then she said, who he labeled as a crackhead. She had to dial that back for 1 second. You notice that? She almost realized she called him a crackhead, and then she had to, stop, and say, who he called.
Okay, so they're called blood chokes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, I did not know that.
Categorized as crackhead. Damn.
I actually want to get into BJJ, but I travel too much, I think. But who knows? Maybe this year. Maybe.
Close one. Close call right there.
That Daniel Penny, when he's doing this on the spot, stepping up to help people of many different races, moves in and doesn't have to talk with him to decide when he should stop and when he shouldn't, which is why in the end the jury acquitted, right?
No, actually, Daniel Penny was trained very well by the United States Marine Corps, and he knew what the signs were. He knew when Jordan's body was lacking.
I bet they do, Michael. I bet they love to tie him up and put him in pretzels.
He knew that Jordan was going to die. Why didn't you show his face, Dan? You're a good man. When he laughed and when the first I'm critical of the police. We know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
NYPD tried to save his life while they were doing chest compressions. Daniel Penny laughed and said chest compressions.
So I'm going to stop it right there. That is an adrenal response. Yeah. So I was chasing a felon. He fell. I have my gun presented at him. The guy reaches up, grabs my gun, tries to disarm me. I pull back, am able to disengage. We managed to go hands-on, get him hooked up. The first thing afterwards that I'm doing is laughing my ass off. I don't know why. But there's an adrenal response to, holy shit, did that just fucking happen? Like, I don't know if it's like a fucking crossing of wires, if it is an endorphin rush, if it's a dopamine drop, whatever it is. But it just, I don't know. I think it's dealing with what you just went through, right? Exactly, Crimson Akai. It's dealing or coping with what just happened. And so, yeah, I don't see it as a reflection of character. No.
Person, a hero. One last thing. Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So you're asking a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions, right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
It's true. You notice what she did? She rapid fire asked a bunch of questions.
Like you do?
Out of which no one could ever answer. Like, no one could answer any of the questions she asked at all. So she does it on purpose. So it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. You're asking all these rhetorical...
All these super chats are great. But remember, you don't matter unless you tip.
Vanguard D Nice, thank you for the 5. Okay, Phil, since you want to go down this road, you're balding, yellow wearing helmet lying cuck should be in prison for not paying your taxes then. How come I can't heart this comment more than once? I want to heart this comment more than once, but I can't. And it sucks. By the way, I have no idea why, but for some reason, I know Vega can do it. I don't have the thing that lets people like or comment on comments that at least that I know of. And that pisses me off.
Hypotheticals that no one can answer. That's for strategy. Because if you ask factual questions, all of a sudden there's a redirect. But then let her pummel you with a bunch of these hypothetical rhetorical questions to make it feel like she has this argument, right? Well, let's continue and see the end of this, and then let's keep going.
America is inherently biased.
So the jury is racist.
Have you seen?
I'm asking you a question. No, don't change the subject. Is it because the jury is racist?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
The jurors.
Even the black person on the jury.
Would you like to hear something?
Yeah.
From me? I believe that even black people can be anti-black. People are predeceived to see black people as a threat. And
So she just thinks that every single person on the jury was a racist, and that's why they saw it that way.
Now, don't get me wrong. Where he's at right now in terms of this, like being, I can't believe this bitch is saying this shit. Same. I can't believe this bitch is saying this shit.
What do you think about this? She thinks that because people on a jury said a white man is not guilty of murdering a black man, they are just all racists now de facto. Just because. There's no possible way that there could have been a verdict where the white man was innocent because he murdered the black man. There's no way. They're just immediately all categorized as racists, even the black man that was on the jury. She literally...
No, it wasn't police brutality. It was a case of restraint. And in this case, it very well could have been police brutality if it was an officer that was doing it. Because the officer at that point does have an expectation of knowledge to back it off, or that when they go limp, that you eliminate the threat and then you try to take into custody. But this was a civilian.
literally just said that.
Now, granted, he was military trained, but it was still a civilian.
Okay, then.
as a victim, because people called in. You heard the voice recordings when they called 911. Jordan Neely was in a chokehold for over 4 minutes, turning purple, which black people do in fact do that, and people still saw him as a harm. Even when his body went limp, he was still viewed as a criminal. So I'm sorry if I'm going to defend the needy, if I'm going to defend the poor. Why does no one talk about when Jordan Neely came on asking for water and being thirsty? Why does no one talk
because
about...
they're talking, because that's not what happened right here. What happened right here, the reason he was held was not because he was asking for water. It's because he was scaring the heck out of everyone on the subway, which apparently he's done before.
Dan, anyone who's rode the New York City subway has encountered...
This is a non-answer, and I want to address it before this fucking moron brings it up. This is a non-answer. Why was nobody talking about him asking for a glass of water? Because that's not the situation. The situation was he came in, he was threatening people. Her immediate retort is, you should expect that when you're on a New York subway. Okay, in that case, I do not believe this. I can't state this. And no, I'm not even going to say it. It's too much of a hot take, so I'm going to dial it back, okay? And you'll probably be able to piece together where I was going with this. In that case, people who leave property in their cars deserve to have them broken into, because everybody should just expect that, right?
Mentally ill people. Why are we not having this conversation? And we don't kill them.
But you know what?
We offer help or we get out of the way.
But more people
No one
wish
kills
people
them.
would step up more and help and stop people from
So
doing
are you giving a license to vigilantism? Are you saying that we should
not
kill
vigilante.
people? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying is, it's very unfortunate. I think Daniel Penny would say it is really unfortunate that he died.
Why didn't he care when he was at the precinct? He showed no remorse.
Because he was defending what he did.
He lied in that defense too. Do you know he told people?
Oh, that's it. So he was defending what he did. Oh, well, he lied in his defense. No. You didn't respond. He gave you a valid response to your inquiry, and now you've already moved on. You're moving the goalpost. You're on another topic. That's all she does. Like, if you listen to anything she said in this entire conversation, it's, so here's a bunch of hypotheticals no one can answer.
Oh, yeah, it's
okay,
a bad
well, here's
interview.
a valid response to what you said. Oh, on to the next. Wait, whoa. I just disproved you. Why are we moving on?
Yeah, it's rage bait. Nobody would actually take the woman on the right seriously, at least in my opinion. They'd hear this rhetoric and they'd be like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, right? But you bring them on to make the opposing side look absolutely unhinged. Okay, so if I want my side to look good, I bring on somebody who's going to have a psychopathic take.
Okay, so according to her, just because the jury acquitted Daniel Perry, they're all racists. It has nothing to do with facts, has nothing to do with anything. It just has to do with the fact that they would actually acquit a white man who was accused of murdering a black man. They're immediately all racists. There's no other outcome that could possibly be. And then, right, she's saying things such as, no remorse. Are you him? Do you know if he felt no remorse or not? The man just went through a crazy ordeal. He's got adrenaline running through him. He has to feel confident in the decision he just made, because this could be his future as a free person on the line if people accuse him of doing the wrong thing. You know, but again, we don't have to defend him. But the point is, the arguments she's making are so ridiculous. Okay, like, there is nothing there. Now, one final thing.
So, Dr. Detractor, really quick, no, you should not be marked for it, because if you are in the act of defense, which is a reaction, not a proaction, or it's reactive, not proactive, you did not put yourself into the position. Somebody else put you into that position. So you are now compelled to, or it's a situation that requires reaction, which is why I don't think anybody who actually defends themselves should be marked.
The actual parents of Jordan Neely.
Now, before this happens, I am sorry in advance. I am sorry. Phil, before you even start.
What the hell is wrong with you?
All right.
Speak out. Thank you to King Phil 007 who just gifted a sub tonight. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, King Phil. So here are the parents of Jordan Neely.
I want to remind you, the father and mother are foster parents.
speaking out on the situation after the verdict was given that Daniel was not guilty. Ready?
I just want to say,
Daniel Penny. Did I say Peely? It's Daniel Penny. Here we go.
I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts.
His son didn't have to go through this, and he didn't have to go through this either. Aren't you his dad?
Deep breaths, everybody. Deep breaths. Here we go. Deep breaths, deep breaths. It's getting worse.
So if you're his dad, why was your son on the streets, homeless, on drugs, hungry, threatening people, getting arrested 42 times? Where were you? You motherfucker. Where the fuck were you? Now? Oh, it's so sad he went through this. Where were you when he was going through it? You're his father. You're the one who had him. You're the one who was responsible for raising him, for teaching him how to fend for himself, how to be a mature adult who could get a job, who would be off drugs, who would be a productive member of society, someone who wouldn't be arrested 42 times. That was your responsibility.
Hey, Phil, where do I send the invoice to your father for $242,000? What's his address? Because it was his responsibility to raise you into a person who didn't enter into $242,000 worth of credit card debt, and he failed. So where do I send the bill? Because, I mean, obviously that's what needs to happen. Your father fucking failed you. You became a reprehensible piece of shit. We should hold him accountable, should we not?
You failed. You're the reason your son is dead.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Period. You're not a victim. You're the perpetrator.
Why are you doing this to me?
Motherfucker. That shit pisses me off. Oh, woe is me. My son is dead. He's your son. You're the reason he's dead. You fucking piece of shit.
I'm clipping this, by the way.
Really, really hurts.
And it should, because you killed him.
Phil, can you shut the fuck up?
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
We're gonna do
Who bothered to spawn you? And why? You know?
people. What's gonna happen to us now?
To who? To you? You'll go on being a miserable wretch for the rest of your life who should be riddled with guilt that your son is dead because you're a horrible person and a horrible father. That's what's going to happen to you now.
Now, do you guys understand why I had to do this?
No one deserves to be choked to death.
That's correct. That I will agree with 100%.
No one. And you know, we're in that courtroom and people are cheering.
Yes, because they didn't want a man who didn't actively want to kill someone to go to jail for murder. That's correct.
Detective Detractor? Yes. In this case, yes, that's exactly what he thinks. He thinks that apparently parents are... Dude, when it was talking about kids, if you didn't see it, I think it was the second or third one. He's talking about kids being out late at night.
Know, the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What morons.
Thank you, sucking on these nuts. Linda should have swallowed. And you're not wrong. Thank you for the 2. But yes, that is exactly what he thinks. Is that... I mean, he said it with the kids. He was like, "Oh, the parents, they need to be fucking arrested. They need to be held accountable. They they stole the car. They should have to pay for that car," or some shit like that, right? Paul J. Brazel Jr., you walked into hell. Welcome to hell. It's and
For
it's
those that don't know, the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What morons.
And it gets worse. It gets worse. I get visible dimwit. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Correct.
For the verdict.
Correct. Because they said they thought it was the right verdict. That's right.
Made the loudest noise, the judge did nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom.
No, that I don't agree with. All right. If somebody has the right to address the court, they have the right to address the court.
Well, I don't know what they're talking about here. I didn't hear the court case, so I can't really respond to this part.
Is that justice? I tell his family.
Crypto 207 just gifted 5 subs to the community. Thank you very much, Crypto. I really appreciate that, Crypto. Thank you so very much. As we're getting to the crescendo of this case, I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and I think you're going to like them.
I don't.
Thank you, Crypto.
Do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yours.
What is she talking
I am the
about?
pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Joshua Clown, thank you for the 5. Phil thinks parents should control their kids like how he controls Cat. Yeah, exactly. So I've maintained this position for quite some time. Phil is a totalitarian. right? It is his way or it is no way whatsoever. I mean, you can look at his streams for that. It's probably the same way with Cat. And this whole, I'm so glad he's not a parent. I really am. Because they would be so fucking broken. They would be so fucking sheltered, and it would, yeah, it'd be rough. Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong page. Let me try that again.
Discourage you from what? From trying to convict a man of murder who didn't actually commit murder? I'm confused.
So, we can't treat this just like another news story, not another press conference. We have to speak out, speak up, and stand up. So I just say today, we did not get justice once again.
What do you mean once again? This is
referring back to cases where young black men are killed in, we'll just say combative situations. I'll freeze it. Yeah. Gets animated whenever he watches a video that shows minorities in a bad light. Yeah, I know. He killed T. I know he did. He knows he did too. But yeah, this is talking about stuff like, Michael Brown, George Floyd, and in many of the cases, they were ruled justifiable homicides, or they were ruled justifiable righteous shoots, or whatever you want to call it. And in at least one case, the George Floyd one, it was ruled unjustified, guys doing time for murder. But that's what she's referring to, Phil. And if you had any semblance whatsoever of like what's going on in the fucking the climate of young black men in America, you would know this.
It's your isolated case. So what you're saying is, I just want to clarify.
Oh yeah, I know Lucky Limes. I know. In New York, especially.
Every single case where a black man dies and a white man is involved is exactly the same case, is what she's saying. They're all exactly the same. There's no different circumstances, no different facts or occurrences. Every single time that a black man is murdered, or even a black man just dies accidentally, and a white man is involved, it's exactly the same case.
Mm-hmm.
What's that term for when you just group a whole group of people into the same kind of mentality and the same kind of thought pattern?
Yeah, so this is what I was saying when I said it gets worse. Now he is going to claim that, yeah, everybody's racists towards whites. Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening, Paul. That's exactly what's happening. Yeah. Oh, you're the one who said it now. You're the racist. Yep, that's what's happening.
And you have this kind of belief system that a certain color of person always has malicious intent and is doing the wrong thing. What is that? Man, there's a term for this. Man, it's real hard. Sometimes I forget that term because it gets thrown around a lot, and I really forget what it means sometimes because it's used so frivolously. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wonder what it is. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And now we're going to get our Oval Office speech. But before we go to our Oval Office speech, this Oval Office speech was brought to you by little girls who got sold for slaves. Little girls who got sold as slaves.
Male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
Sells the best video game, Little Girls. All brought to you by, all right, boys. Prepare the slave trade. We're selling it right off for profit.
I don't need to be in the Oval Office for this. Ladies and
Thanks to you. Thank you for the 5. Doesn't it cost like $60K a year to house one prisoner? Yeah. It is straight up expensive as fuck.
Gentlemen, I got something to say. Okay?
What a surprise. Phil has to talk.
I want you to think about this. You're on the subway. Someone is acting absolutely insane. They're threatening people. They're going crazy. They're going to attack people. They're throwing things at people. So people grab them and toss them to the ground. Okay? They hold them there. All right? Do you think that, personally, do you want people to die? No. Of course not. It's the last thing you want. You don't want that person to die. But sadly, sometimes these things happen unintentionally, which sounds like exactly what happened here. Daniel Penny was not trying to murder Jordan.
For those that don't know, the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What morons.
Paul, thank you for the 2. I want a bus ticket to Renton. Dude, I've had that thought so many times. And this just edges more towards the ideal that Phil is irredeemable. Like there is no redemption arc. Dude, Vega, I already told you I hate you for this. We already had that conversation. All right.
To help.
By the way, congrats on your member bombs today, buddy. You got like 200 new members or some shit like that. That was fucking awesome.
Okay, I want to ask you an honest question.
Oh boy,
if
honest
Jordan
question.
Neely was Indian, do you think that Daniel Penny would have said,
Thank you for the sub, Mega Man Erlich.
Just let him do whatever. If Jordan Neely was Asian, like let's say he was, I don't know, Japanese, and he was acting like that, Do you think that Daniel Penny would have just been like,
the irony of a racist saying racism is bad is comical. Dude, it's downright hilarious and sad at the same time because there's no way you're going to change his mind.
I can stand up from a chair.
You know there is absolutely no way you're going to change his mind. There's no way to bring him back to a semblance of reality. There is no way for him to understand that everybody is not necessarily racist, but that racism exists at the same time, and that every case has to be looked at from that lens. Okay? And in terms of this case, yeah, it was, I think, unjustifiably so purported that the guy who choked him out was racist. I think that was an incorrect assessment. I will stand on that. I'll die on that hill unless new evidence is brought to light. But Phil's takes about everything. Fuck, the first or second one that we had, there was the lady who refused to get out. And I was telling you, yeah, she has absolutely no legal expectation of being, she doesn't need to get out of her car. And Phil's take on it was, why is there a culture of disobedience? And I don't know how the fuck you get to that point.
If Jordan Neely was white, do you think that Daniel Penny would have been like, not going to do anything? Literally what these people are saying is that the only reason that Daniel Penny treated Jordan Neely that way is because he was black. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you literally can't prove that in a court of law.
You don't know anything about court of law, so stop. Okay, the only legal process you know about is fucking personal law, civil law, fucking bankruptcy. Okay, you know nothing. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking like you know about it.
Unless there's actual documentation of this person being a documented racist with preconceived notions and preconcepted, oh, I'm out to kill people today that are black because I'm a racist. You could never ever convict someone of that in a court of law.
Touch my Mau square. We're suffering. We're suffering bad.
It's not possible. So they're saying the only reason that he did it is because of the color of his skin. I'm sorry. I'm of the impression from the situation we just had described to us that Daniel Penny would have done what he did regardless of the color of the skin of the person because he just wanted to protect himself and the people around him. These people are upset because a black person died. I'm just upset because a person died. When I look at the...
Oh, dear God. Dude, I swear to God, if you spout out all lives matter...
root cause of the situation. What's the root cause? The justice system that identified Jordan Neely as being mentally ill, but repeatedly let him out into the streets 42 times in a row. As if one of these times, magically, he's going to get knocked in the head and just become not mentally ill anymore. And he's going to stop doing these things to get him arrested. No, that's not how life works. When you're broken, and if you need help, you need to get the help you need. He's going to stop doing these things to get him arrested. No, that's not how life works. When you're broken, and if you need help, you need
that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet
Holy
bill.
Shit. Sucking on D's nuts fit with the 50. Thank you, man. Phil is always telling other content creators and now parents that they need to keep a short leash on their chat and kids. But when the shoe is on the other foot, it's always, there was nothing I can do. And I'm not my brother's keeper. Fucking, yeah, he's a hypocrite through and through. Phil has absolutely, first of all, he has no real world experience in what he's talking about. So this stuff about how you can't prove this in a court of law. I don't know why you're speaking on that. You have no knowledge about it. Okay. Him talking about how everybody is seeing this person and they're the racists. You leave the house one day a week. You're literally outside your fucking bubble for 52 days a year. You don't go anywhere. You don't do anything. You order fast food and you go to Costco. Ooh, you are definitely the person that we should all be listening to when it comes to matters like this. Let me tell you, Phil. And by the way, I think he's going to bring it up here in a moment. He'll say something like, you were the ones who asked me for the politics show. Yes, Phil, we asked you for the politics show because we knew you were going to do out-of-pocket shit like this. And you bought into it. I don't know why, but you did. Oh my God. Once again, sucking on D's nuts. God damn it. Thank you, man, for the 50. That is outrageously generous. Thank you. Wow. I don't have nuclear bombs, but I do have a bomb. There we go.
You need to get the help you need, not ignore the problem. The failure in this system was the New York justice system. It was not Daniel Penny. The New York justice system should have identified that this person had issues and took care of them.
Based on what? Based on what? Let's talk about it, Phil. Based on what?
This person. Or, at the very least, his fucking parents.
What?
Who knew this should have done something about it.
He's an adult. What are they supposed to do? They can't compel him. He's an adult.
Not here on the day of the court case of the acquittal of them standing, oh, it's horrible. It's your fault. You're the parents. You had responsibility to raise someone who is going to be productive.
Phil, are you sure you want to take this stance?
Right in the head.
You really sure you want to take this stance?
And not doing crazy shit.
Really?
You didn't do that. You failed. If you knew that this person was crazy, you should have done something about it.
Navy vet, don't be nice.
It's your
Be mean, be unhinged, and be unholy.
own son. It's your own fault. You had him. You brought him into this world. You created the problem. You shirked responsibility.
There it is. Remember, boys and girls. Remember, boys and girls. Foster family. Foster family. The family that stepped up and tried. The family that said, we know that you don't have parents. We'll do our best. Let's listen to that again so we can equally get enraged.
Not doing crazy shit. You didn't do that. You failed. If you knew that this person was crazy, you should have done something about it. It's your own son. It's your own fault. You had him. You brought him into this world. You created the problem. You shirked responsibility. And now he's dead.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You're the reason he's dead. The New York justice system is the reason he's dead. Indirectly, Daniel Penny is responsible for the death of Jordan Neely. But he's not a murderer. And he didn't do it because he was black. He did it because he wanted to protect himself and others, and he would have done it no matter what the color of the skin is. This has to stop. This bullshit, progressive, over-the-top, lying fleece job has to stop. Because this is why we don't have justice in the United States. Because of this shit. This is why we have people rushing out into the streets acting crazy. Because they see this shit on the news, because they hear politicians talking about this.
Yeah, that's right, people. Remember, paranoid schizophrenia, when antagonized by narcotics, right? Where this guy probably believed everything he was dealing with. I'm not saying that he should have been taking opioids. Far from it. But that's what he was going through.
For those that don't know, the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What moron?
Paul J. Brazel says, really want that ticket. Thank you for the 2, brother. And I can go hands-on with him that he's gonna he's gonna cry and complain, and then you're gonna get fucking arrested, and he's gonna say that an urban styled individual came and beat the shit out of him, and then he's just gonna make more racist comments. And I based that off your profile picture, man. I actually don't know you, so no offense intended if I misidentified you there, bud.
Saying this is America. Everyone hates you. Everyone's against you. Everyone's racist. Ladies and gentlemen, not everyone in the United States of America is a horrendous racist. There are racists.
You are.
In the United States that are awful people.
We're looking at one.
And do awful things.
We're looking at one.
It's not every person. Not everyone is against people of different color at all. But they've created this giant strawman, boogeyman mentality in our country that everyone's against.
Oh, I'm sorry, man who speaks with hands. My mic's been weird today. I'll have to try and diagnose it. I don't know what's going on with it.
People because of the color of their skin. That's not true. Our country is better than that. But they've used fear-mongering and scare tactics to make people like that believe it. So now they literally think every negative thing that happens to them is because people are racist. It's not true. We are better than that.
We? Who is we?
Americans are better, and our country is better than that. And people need to wake up.
Yeah, TTV. So there's overt racism. But what is up with my mic? I caught it this time. There's overt racism and there's ignorant racism. And I think he's at the ignorant racism part. Sorry. Okay, I unplugged my mic, plugged it back in. Hopefully that did something. I don't know.
They do. People cheered in the courtroom because the right verdict was given. Someone who was not a racist accidentally took the life of someone who was already mentally ill, probably on drugs. It was a horrible situation for everyone involved.
Probably on drugs. No, he was on drugs. You don't have to probably that.
They didn't.
And that still doesn't justify, it doesn't justify malicious death, which I don't think there was a malicious death. I don't think it was a malicious action. You're conflating points that are not similar. No, ignorant racism. Ignorant, not inert, ignorant. So there's overt. So I have been brought up to hate these people, and ignorant racism. So ignorant racism would be something like you are not all you do is watch movies that purport a certain race to act a certain way. You've never been engaged with that race, so you immediately assume all Asians are good at math, or all black people like fried chicken, or something like that. Like, you may not even be intentionally doing it. Like, so you have some fried chicken, you walk up to somebody who you don't know that's black, you're like, hey man, do you like fried chicken? I would consider that to be ignorant racism. Okay. Overt racism is get the hell out of here, boy. And I think he has kind of a mix between the two.
Deserve to be held accountable for a crime. No crime was intended. They were protecting people.
I love fried chicken. I love watermelon too.
Doing the right thing. Vigilantism or self-defense. I don't know. But all I know.
Yeah, stereotypes. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
No, is that was not a situation where he did it because he was a racist. And for anyone to accuse him of that, I hate to say it, shows how mind-washed people in this country have
brainwashed
become. And this is why we just had the election we just had. That's why. Because
thanks, Paul. I'll take a look at it.
The mind-washing has gotten so bad, people are seeing it and saying,
I love grape soda, yes.
Saying enough is enough. Daniel Penny is not a racist murderer. We don't want our government prosecuting people for doing the right thing, so we need to vote a different way. And they did. And now the pendulum swings the other way.
You know, I get that you're going for this Mr. Rogers, won't you be my neighbor with your dumbass sweater vests that you fucking button to the top button, which, by the way, I wasn't the only one to have the reaction I had. Apparently, that being said, busted up the second they saw that too. But Mr. Rogers and the educated man and the college professor with the tweed jacket, that doesn't fit you, okay? What fits you is the psycho at the bus station standing on a crate talking about how the end of the world is coming. That's more your style, Phil, okay? So here's what I'm going to need you to do. Shut the fuck up and shove your head up your own ass, okay? Can you do that for me? I'd greatly appreciate it.
It's sad that Jordan Neely has passed away, but there were many, many people involved in this process that caused that to happen.
My condolences, Dr. Detractor, and I get you.
And the one person who should not be held accountable for that death was Daniel Penny. And that's what I have to say about that.
You know who else said that? Forrest Gump. The man with the literal mental disability.
All right. I received a $10 tip.
And now let's talk about finances, boys and girls.
An anonymous tipper. So whoever that was, thank you very much for the $10 tip. I appreciate that. You say brainwash, I say mindwash. Is it the same thing?
Brainwashed is the normal statement, but yeah.
Isn't brainwashing and mindwashing the same thing? A mind and a brain? I think it is. All right. Well, folks, it's been a good episode. This week, I did not get to any additional topics because I had 3 very lengthy topics to cover. I apologize for that. If people wanted to hear other stories, but I think the 3 stories that we covered were pretty intense stories.
Power sip.
It's funny.
I got sent a sound clip. Please tell me it's the...
I'm out to kill people today that are black because I'm a racist.
I also need nuclear bombs.
Because now Rain 3D says, well, can you tell us, how would you fix the justice system? How could you help a repeat offender? I'm not a government official.
We have to touch on this. Hear it out. Hear it out. Here we go. Here we go.
It's funny because now Rain 3D says, well, can you tell us, how would you fix the justice system? How...
Here it is. So here, Rain, can you tell us how you would fix the justice system? How would you help a repeat offender? Okay. This is a fantastic question, and it is shit. God damn it! It is absolutely correct to, especially after the rant that he just gave. And this is actually my main problem. I consider myself to be a libertarian, independent, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I want all LGBTQs to smoke weed, be able to smoke weed, buy guns, protect themselves, and marry. Right? You do you, y'all. I don't care. Just don't tell me how to live my life and we'll be good. Right? Filbert here, where was I going? There was a reason I was going this way. Oh, that's what it was. This is what I have a problem with, primarily with the extreme left or the Democratic Party, which is the fact that they will call to action or they'll say, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. It's like, great. What are we supposed to do about it? And many times it's, well, I don't know. We just want people to know that it's a problem. Well, but what do you do about it, right? That's what infuriates me about this. So, Mr. Rain 3D, or Rained, saying, can you tell us how you would fix the problem? Absolutely justifiable question.
Could you help a repeat offender? I'm not a government official. Are you aware of that? You know, I didn't run for government. I didn't say that I should be responsible for those decisions, nor do I have all the answers. But I certainly can have the right to observe and give my opinions and respond to these kind of situations. I don't have to design the solutions, but I can call the bullshit out when I see it, and that...
No. Absolutely not. No. You absolutely do not get to do that. You do not get to complain about a situation. You do not get to call quote-unquote bullshit on a situation unless you have a better idea, okay? This is bullshit. They never should have charged him. Okay, what should they have done? They should have let him go. Okay, fine. There you go. This is bullshit. He was released 42 times. What should they have done? Well, I don't know. I mean, but they shouldn't have released him 42 times. Oh, okay. Right. So we'll just hold people without any like sentence, no expiration, nothing like that, and with no justification whatsoever, no charges, no nothing.
For those that don't know, the U.S. government actually made $2 bills. What moron?
Vanguard D nice. Thank you for the 2. Says check DMs. It's what I'd love to do with him right now. Vanguard D nice. Let me see here.
I have received.
Here, one for good measure. And I agree. But yeah, Phil would come back with, no, I don't want that. That seems like it would infringe on people's rights. Oh, okay. Well, then what's your solution? Well, I guess I don't really have a solution. Oh, you don't have a solution. Okay. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. One more time, Phil. Shut the fuck up. Shove your own head up your own ass. Thanks very much.
That's what I'm going to do on DSPolitics. Okay? Okay. So, folks, that is going to be it. I'm not going to be doing any post-show. I got to get going because I have to try to edit clips for the show. And I can think of at least 3 to 4 good ones right now. But
what did he have, Vega? He had one.
So I got to get to work on that. So I got to get out of here.
I think he had one clip, and it turned out to be how Luigi and him are like the same person.
So I just want to say thank you. Oh, I can stop recording now, actually. I just want to say thank you to everyone who attended. I'm very sorry for my light debacle. I now know what to do if that happens.
No one cared. No one cared.
Excuse me.
Yeah, just belch into the mic. Great.
And thank you all for being here. I hope that you enjoyed the show, those who were here. How many viewers did we actually have in the end? Oh, well, we actually did get over 200 viewers by the end of the show, so we did gain some. That's nice. I didn't know that because I thought that we still had like 160. So that's nice to know.
No, he went over by quite a bit.
And I do want to say thank you to those who did support. Incidentally, we did actually get more support this week than I did last week. I do hope that we will continue to have support for the show. And I'm debating whether or not I want to continue to do this as an exclusive Kick show because you saw what happened. Like when I'm on Kick, you know, I guess that's what people said. They said maybe I should do it. I should start co-streaming it to both Kick and to me.
So I saw this in chat that Dr. Detractor's not getting out of here without a... where is it? I feel like I can get a beat to that.
Maybe DSP reacts. I don't know. You guys think about it. All right, let's talk about it. Let's start talking about it over the next week. I'm definitely going to do another show next week. But the debate is, should I only do it on Kick or should I actually do co-streaming of it? I'm down for either. I think either would be fine. But I don't know if there's really benefit. Like, honestly, the streams that I did on DSP Reacts didn't really get traction, you know? So, plus, this week I'm doing a big React stream where I'm going to react to the Mr. Medicare documentary.
I don't have that one queued up, King Be Cruel.
By June the King this coming Wednesday. So, you know, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Or do it every other week.
I don't know.
See, here's the problem, though. I with my brain. You see how much news there is? It's not like I'm strapped for news stories. It desynced again, by the way. It totally.
No one cares.
It just desynced again. Unbelievable. At least I know how to fix it now, okay? But it's not like I'm strapped for news stories at all, right?
Smoke.
So, you know, I feel like if I waited 2 weeks, now I feel too much like out of the loop on politics. I definitely feel like this has to be something that we do once a week to make it work. If I do it every 2 weeks, you're going to have so many backed up stories. I miss out on ones that I want to talk about, you know? So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Let's get some feedback. I'm still streaming on Kick no matter what. But whether I co-stream next week or not, I guess we'll figure out. All right? But, guys, thank you. I had a great time here with DSPolitics this week. I hope you did too. I'm going to go clip some highlights.
Oh, my God.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
Dr. Detractor with the 169, I don't know what the sense is in kroner, but Danish kroner says, I can't imagine what it's like to live in America. It's so wildly different than what the world is like here. I respect all your opinions, just my training profession and culture is so different. Yeah, Dr. Detractor, there's no animosity here, girl. I completely understand that my life has been completely different than yours. Orda. Is that, am I pronouncing that right? Orda? Maybe? Or is it just or? Doesn't matter. But yeah, I hold no ill will or animosity to somebody who has a different opinion or who has a different life experience. I mean, that's just the way it is. I can't possibly have lived your life, or in much the same, you couldn't have possibly have lived mine. Or was it? Oh, okay. Nifty. No ill will felt. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Well, thank you for the 100 kroner and 69 ore. That was very nice of you. You guys have been fantastic. Just wonderful. Let's keep it going. Maybe we can close out. I've got 8 minutes and 20 seconds before I got to be on a call.
Uploading, and I'll be back tomorrow. Now, what am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow it's going to be Bloodborne,
No
Old
one
Hunters
cares.
DLC on the first stream. That's going to be great because now we're getting to the part where I'm going to fight Ludwig and then head to the hardest part of the game. Plus, on the Level 1 podcast tomorrow, I'm going to cover all the stuff from the Game Awards tonight. So I'm going to be reacting to a bunch of new trailers. I know Witcher 4 had a trailer.
Yeah, he's gonna love the fact that Astrobot did Astrobot win. He's gonna love that.
Outer Worlds 2 has a trailer. That Elden Ring co-op game has a trailer that has Dark Souls characters in it. So it seems like it's kind of a not lore-intensive game, just an action game. So that'll be interesting. And then tomorrow night, I'm
Okay,
going to do
people been
Balatro.
asking
I think I
for
want to do a
it,
second
so-
stream of Balatro. I had a great time. I have received
Fanboys, woo!
with Balatro last time I played it. So I think that's what we're going to do. Okay? Fair enough? All right, guys. Thank you. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Everyone, please have a good evening. I have prestige.
Fanboys, woo!
Thanks to those who attended. See you for a fun podcast, and I will see you for... All right.
What the fuck was that?
Have a good evening. Thanks to those who attended. See you for a fun podcast, and I will see you for...
What did he say? What did he say? More? To more? What?
Please have a good evening. Thanks to those who attended. See you for a fun podcast, and I will see you for...
Oh, Bloodborne. Okay. Phil, if you could just do me a solid and never do that again, that'd be great.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
So that's why I had to do it. It's not my fault. It's never my fault. But yeah, that's what I had to do. Oh, and I got... Is that
You thought I was gonna be a girl, didn't ya?
Vika, you son of a bitch.
You thought I was gonna be a girl, didn't ya?
You son of a bitch. Oh hell. Real quick, while I've got y'all, okay, I've got enough time to do this, I think. Twitter. This was too much fun when I found out about it. So yeah, he made it a GIF. Here it is. Okay, so here was my reaction. If you guys don't remember, this is just how close it was. What the fuck is this?
Nice shirt, 25 cents.
I've never seen this shirt. I've never seen this shirt. What is this? Oh my god. It's been tough. Life has been tough. Dude, you don't button the top button. What are you doing? That was mine. Here's that being said. Oh, get back. There we go.
What is going on, everyone? For those that don't
Paul,
know,
you're
the
good,
US
brother.
government
You're good.
actually made $2 bills. What morons?
What is this get up? What the fuck is this? It's it's like literally in asylum. Yeah, wait. Asylum costume.
Yeah, like inadvertently, we ended up having the pretty damn same. What a fucking terrible fucking, what a terrible fucking shirt to wear. Paul with the 2, thank you so much. Says, sorry if I came off angry. I'm good. No, dude, man, you're justifiable. 100%. I can't imagine what it would be like to have somebody telling me, that basically, because that happened, that somebody of my whatever race, sex, whatever it is. Oh yeah, it was okay that they died, or that you're racist for
I am the pinnacle of male fitness. I can stand up from a chair.
For seeking justice, even if it's just every take he had was terrible. Joshua Clown, thank you for the 5. Says Phil's shirt looms like what a Charles Manson follower would wear. I was thinking more Ted Bundy and or Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I don't know. He looks like he has fun with boys and then eats them. I said that out loud, didn't I? Shit, I said the quiet part out loud. That wasn't good. No, but I do have a call in literally 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So I do have to go. I'm glad I got this in. I'm glad you guys joined me. I really appreciate all y'all. It's going to be a hot minute before I'm able to do anything. Hopefully I can stream Tuesday. I'm not 100% for sure, but until next time, swole is the goal for a troll. Lift heavy, eat clean, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and don't be like Phil. Never be like Phil. Until next time, guys. Bye.